I claim this channel in the name of Negroes. There we go. What's up, everybody? This is Reality Check Virtual Radio and Blacklight Revelations. And guess what? We got a special guest today. This is going to be fun today. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be motherfucking fun. What's up, Rob? How you doing, bro?
What up, what up, what up? We got a special guest in the house today. It's going to be on point today. You know what I'm saying? My man Izzy, Reality Check, Virtual Radio, and Blacklight Revelations. Let's get it in.
Let's get it in. So, hey, y'all hear me playing this song? It's Mr. Blurry Lines himself. Mr. Sebastian Cole tonight is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Sebastian? Sebastian, my dude. How you doing, big bro? To lead sometimes. Oh wait, he must have fucking went somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, he went somewhere. We'll give him a minute. All right, get on cam, bro. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be controlling that, ain't I?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I forgot that was supposed to be me, bro. My bad. All right, so tonight we got a special guest, Sebastian Cole. I'm really excited about this shit. If you guys don't know who Sebastian Cole is, go check him out on YouTube. Go check him out on iTunes. Go check him out everywhere. Sebastian Cole. His new album is Numb. Just came out. The song you hear in the background is Blurry Lines. This is one of his joints off the fucking album. The album is crazy tight. So we got my guy tonight. What's up, Sebastian? I think I hear you.
Yo, how you feeling, man?
I am beautiful tonight, man. And I'm really glad to have you on here, man. We really gonna.
Good to be here, man.
That's what I'm talking about. So, hey, man, real quick, I'll be seeing you on Facebook all the time, right? And you be over there clowning and talking shit, and you be getting it in, man. How you liking the streaming over there, and how you liking everything and shit over there?
Facebook is treating me well, man. I try to hit a built-in audience. This is my first time on HAP, so I'm looking forward to seeing, what this does.
Right.
I'm excited about it, man.
That's fucking awesome, bro. And when the fuck am I going to get a goddamn video for Blurry Lines, bro?
I gotta get one, man. I didn't even shoot one. I'm actually starting a new project. I wrote my first song for my new project yesterday, so.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's hella cool. That's what I'm talking about. Man, that's real shit, bro. I'm like fucking hella juice about that shit. Hey, again, if y'all don't know, go check out Sebastian Cole on YouTube. Go get him on iTunes. Go get him on all of your platforms because this brother puts out, I was telling you guys, this brother puts out nothing but good music. We always talking about the music. We gotta, all this other shit, right? This guy puts out good music, like good positive music too. You know what I mean? So please go check out Sebastian Cole, man. That's what I'm saying.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for having me on here, by the way, man. And
yeah, for sure, bro. For sure.
Audience. I appreciate that.
That's fucking awesome.
Sebastian, do us a favor and tell the audience where they can find your music and tell us about your new project.
Okay, I'm Sebastian Cole, SebastianKole. You can find me everywhere, just like that. That's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm on all the streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, wherever you find music, just Sebastian Cole. That's KOLE. Add me to a playlist or something, man. It's free. Hey, whoever listened to Toyota Scammery, thank you for listening to that video about the Toyota Scammery.
Yeah, so that's Shatira. Shatira, that was my shit. I think that was probably one of the best fucking streams that I've seen in a long time from you, bro. When you was on there talking about the 1992 Navy Blue Toyota Scammery.
Give us the rundown. Give us a synopsis for those of us who don't know about the Toyota Scammery. You know what I'm saying? We need to know about this. This is important information.
I feel like people out here running relationship scams, man. Like they say they want something that they don't really want, man. And we don't really know how to say what we really want. So we just out here running a scam. Like we say we don't want women to be sexual, but we want them to be sexual. We say we want a man that's in the boardroom but still sell crack. That's a scam. Like nobody's selling crack.
A hoe and a housewife, that kind of thing.
Yeah, man. I'm running a scam, man. I know a scam when I see one.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's a lot of people out here confused, and people look into YouTube for their relationship advice, but that's neither
man,
here nor there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
You
Hey,
know?
look, if you don't know and you don't watch him, man, look, I'm trying to tell you, this dude is funny, he's smart, and he just got smarter. Yeah, I'm talking little shit. You know what I mean? Like, my man just got smarter. Like, his IQ points jumped up about a good 25 to 30 IQ points.
Yo,
Sebastian, why don't you tell everybody why I'm talking a little bit of shit right now, please?
I was a very, very devout Christian for the majority of my life, man. Like,
Before you go any further, can I just say I'm sorry to hear that? Okay, continue. Go ahead.
Damn.
You good.
I'm the son of two preachers, man. You know what I'm saying? My mom
Right.
and dad are both pastors. And I grew up very, very devout, studied the Bible, you know, theology and all that jazz. And just in the last couple of years, man, it just fell apart for me finally. And it was just like I couldn't put it back together.
Right.
So I left it alone.
Now, if anybody followed me on a Periscope, there's been many different conversations between you and me in the past about religion and everyday things, even from relationship to religion to a whole bunch of different shit. So I've seen the evolution in this brother. And this guy is a very, very, very intelligent dude, and I do appreciate the way that you go about doing, all the different things that you do, because again, being a skeptic as I am, and everybody knows I'm an atheist, right? Being a skeptic and the way that you approached it, and you were trying to be as completely unbiased to everything that you talk about as much as possible, and I just see. I see the evolution in that. That's fucking phenomenal, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I really tried. I didn't want to like come off as like I'm angry with a God or anything. I was trying to be as non-biased as I possibly could, and just looking at information for what it was. And sometimes you get those kinds of questions that you just can't answer. It puts your mind in a knot, and you just like, wait, that can't be the way. That cannot be the way. So,
right, absolutely. Man. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about, man. So once again, man, I appreciate you being here tonight, and we're going to fucking have a little bit of fun. So if you don't mind, I guess we can start talking about some news a little bit. And real quick, how do y'all feel about Jeff Bezos going to space?
Honestly, bro?
Yeah, honestly.
I let a man do with his money what he want to do.
Well, what do you think about that? Okay, so I don't have a problem with a man doing what he want to do with his money. I have no problem with it either. But what do you think about this comment right here? Jeff Bezos thanks Amazon employees and customers for paying for his jaunt to space. You guys paid for all of this. What do you That's kind of a dick move, bro.
Yeah, that wasn't the way, Jeff. That wasn't the way. I mean, it's true.
It is.
Sometimes in life, I've learned you can't always say what's true. You know what I'm saying?
You kind of got to keep it to yourself.
Yeah, you just keep that part to yourself, man. You ain't have to tell. You rubbing it in, man. I sent you to space and I got a damn fly swatter. That's all I got out of the deal was a fly swatter.
That's real shit. Yeah. That's real shit, man. Yeah, and that's kind of my kind of beef with this, because the fact of the matter is I did work for Amazon, and I know how much he pays, and I know how hard he works his employees, and then, on top of the really shitty schedules that fucking he forces people to have, and then he goes around and does that. It's kind of like, not only is it tipping your nose up to me, but then it's spitting in my face. You know what I mean? Like, are you giving me a ticket to space, homie? Because I want to go check out space.
I want to go to space so bad. Like, that's why I can't hold him, because if I had the opportunity to go to space, I would totally go to space.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Me too.
I definitely want to go. I bet that's life changing.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it would be really fun to experience something like that. So I'm not mad at him for going to space. I'm pissed off at his motherfucker. I don't like this.
Yeah, don't rub it in, bro. I don't get to go to space. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Next thing I wanted to real quick talk about, because again, no big deal. Jeff Bezos went to space. Oh, hooray! Good job. I don't care. But guess what? We are actually destroying the Earth, and if you don't know this, let me let you know. Sea snot. Wait, hold on. Let me say this correctly. Sea snot is quite literally choking turkey's water, and it's literally killing all the animals inside of it. And this is based upon global warming, pollution, and a whole bunch of different shit. So if you don't believe in global warming after the heat waves that's been going on, the sea snot in the sea, the red what is that shit called? The red waters or the red tide in Florida. Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. What do you think? Do you think that there's climate control? And I need an answer from both of y'all, Rob and Sebastian. Y'all think there's real global warming, or do you think that we're just dirty motherfuckers?
Rob, you want to take a stab at that?
Yeah, I think there's overwhelming evidence that there's global warming. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the people who don't believe that there's global warming are the same people that still believe that Trump is the president. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that there's a sector of society that literally lives and thrives in delusion. So they'll sit there and say that even though there's tangible evidence to a lot of this stuff, it doesn't matter. What we want to believe is this. We want to believe that there's no such thing as global warming. Global warming has literally been going on since like the alleged period of the dinosaurs, and the world has just been getting hotter ever since, and it's a natural function of how the world works. Like if you look at a lot of those emissions calculations, the main thing that they want to do is try to reduce CO2 to get the greenhouse effect down. And as long as there's machines, factories, people that exhale CO2 and put that back into the atmosphere, there's going to always be an accumulation, and it's always going to trap heat. And also the sun, as it works, is getting bigger as it uses up all of its hydrogen ions in the nuclear fusion process. So as long as the sun is working, it's going to be expanding and getting closer to Earth. And if it's getting closer to Earth, you have the sun's proximity and the activities on Earth raising the temperature. It's just common sense. But again, you got to look at the people who are saying that it's not going to happen, and why
Crazy
they're
white
saying it's
people.
not going to happen. Yeah, exactly.
Crazy white people.
Yeah, the same ones that say that the KKK never did anything wrong. They don't believe in vaccines. They don't believe in. The only thing that they can believe in is Jesus. Like that's it. If it's not Jesus, then nothing else is real.
Yo,
real
Rob,
shit.
you took the words right out of my mouth, man. I'm doing a debate on the 14th of August, man. I'm taking a debate which is better for the people, atheism or theism, and I'm going to talk about the way that we think based off that, like the way it trains you to think. It puts you in a very fact denial type way. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Who's that debate going to be against?
JJ 7000. I don't know if you know him.
Okay.
He's a religious debater who debates on like Sonetta and all those channels and shit.
Oh, he's one of the conscious community people.
Bro, that's the worst name to get at that group of people, bro.
I'm just being respectful and calling those people what they call themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's
man.
Not saying that there is any consciousness in that community, but hey.
Right. Consciousness means to be aware of your surroundings, and I've never met a group of people more unaware of their actual surroundings. So, but you said it right, man. People who deny global warming are the same people who think the Earth is flat. The same people who you just don't know how things work. So, yeah, man. There have been mass extinction events before in history, and if we don't turn some things around, we could be in for another.
Right, absolutely. That's real shit. And if you guys don't see it, that's what sea snot looks like right there in the room. That's disgusting. Okay? That's disgusting. I'm just saying. So let me see real quick. Next one real quick. I'm going to run through a couple of these real quick. The Proud Boys. The Proud Boys are mad that they can't have a dance.
They wanted. What kind of dance do they want? Would they want to dance? What kind of dance?
They were gonna.
I mean, they can have a dance. Do they? Whatever. Do your thing. I mean, what are you gonna do? Some kind of
river dance? They're gonna like clog.
River dance, a square dance. I mean, what? They gonna break dance? I heard they selling Black Lives Matter shirts now. What they gonna do? Break dance? I don't
know. Well, what it is the Proud Boys said that they can't safely dance, even though they wanted to. A group wanted to host a street dance in the town in Scotland, South Dakota.
Well, that's their stiff ass faults. It would be safe if they just stretch their stiff asses first.
Right. but they are worried about safety concerns And
Well, they
so
got
they're
all the
gonna.
guns. What they worried about?
Well, I don't know what the fuck. Look, listen. If these white boys want to stand around and shake their head and roar and dance in the street, whatever, let them do it. I don't
Don't do it.
care. I don't really give two shits, but clearly other people do. So, boo-hoo, the Proud Boys don't get to dance. All right.
Yeah, yeah. But what's
Yeah,
the safety
right.
concern? Like, what is that safety concern?
They believe that there's going to be violence at the thing. They think that there's going to be a whole bunch of leftists and people who want to protest their dance and a whole
In
bunch of shit like that.
Scotland, where now?
Scotland, South Dakota.
They gonna be the only people there. Who the
Right.
fuck knows?
How many black folks is in Scotland, South Dakota?
Bro,
I don't know. It sounds like the perfect place to have a dance. I mean, you would think the ideal dance place for the Proud Boys would be a damn sundown town, and that sounds like a sundown town. I mean, you ain't got to really worry about anybody being out after 7:00 because it's legal to kill us. So, I mean,
right.
if you worried about some
And all the
black
gas
people,
stations gonna be closed.
yeah. See, this is the problem when you so damn stupid. You don't know the difference between Antifa and actually black people. See, Antifa is white people. Those is another group of white supremacists. So they can do whatever they want to. They can be out late, but ain't gonna be no actual black people out late.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
Not in Scotland, South Dakota. We don't even know where that's at.
I didn't know there was a Scotland, South Dakota.
Literally never heard of it.
I literally, when I saw this article, I actually looked it up on the map, and I was like, "Whoa, there really is a place." I thought this was like a joke bit, but it clearly isn't, and they're really pissed off about it.
How close is that Scotland, South Carolina place to is that Sturgis where they had that big motorcycle rally at?
Yeah, it is Sturgis, and if I remember correctly, it is not too far from Sturgis.
Yeah, so why don't they just take their ass over there? They can meet up with some other white supremacists that got Harley Davidson. I'm sure.
Because those white supremacists will actually whoop their ass.
Right.
How do you spell Scotland?
Scotland is spelled is Scotland. Scotland.
Bro, is the population of this place is literally 659. I had to Google it. I was like, yo, where is this? The population is literally 659. If you can't safely dance around 659 people, you can't go to a club.
Right.
Like, I bet the clubs are more people than that. Come on, man.
I think what it is that they just want to be in an area where there will be an altercation so they can cry about it. You know,
I was just at a club last weekend and there was more than 659 people in the club. Man.
Even with COVID restrictions, there's more people in the club than that.
Right. So yeah, I think they're just making excuses.
Yeah, they just persecution narrative goes a long way with those kind of people, man.
Abso-fucking-lutely. And I think that's what it is. I think they want to feel like they're oppressed and they're being persecuted for some odd reason when nobody gives a shit.
Straight white males aren't even allowed to dance.
Right.
Yeah, actually, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Like, what are you talking about?
Real shit.
I'm sorry to that man.
Boo-hoo. This is a kind of a joy story, kind of. The first completely artificial heart has successfully been transplanted in the United States. So this is now a thing. Okay? Shout out to science. Fuck religion. Now what you gotta say, religion? Now what? What about your God? Okay.
Yeah, man, one time for science on that one, man.
One time for science. Yeah. So a 39-year-old man has recently received the first completely artificial heart transplant after experiencing a sudden heart failure. Okay. And this is what it looks like. It's really, really interesting. I really hope that you guys go check this out. This artificial heart isn't like the other artificial hearts, as it is able to mirror a human heartbeat, according to Duke University Hospital. Carmat, C-A-R-M-A-T, developed the artificial heart, and its design is very close to how a human heart is designed, with two ventricular, I can't even say it, chambers, and 4 biological valves. This is a major leap. that we've gotten to, and this is absolutely phenomenal for the people out there with heart problems. We have a lot of brothers and sisters that are born with heart problems, and shit. This could be a lifesaver for millions of people across the globe.
Well, that's really dope, man.
That it's fucking phenomenal, man. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick. And let me see. Oh, here's another story. This isn't so happy. But Oklahoma, y'all need to do better. Okay. Oklahoma man has been arrested after a 12-year-old girl arrives in a Tulsa hospital 9 months pregnant. This is disturbing.
Not good.
This is disturbing. Okay.
That's not good.
And I'm gonna show you this dude. Okay. This is him. So again, I want to put this out there. Now, the thing is, this is a very disgusting story. This dude needs to be underneath the jail. But here's the most fucked up part about it. He's probably going to do a couple years and be out.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you something though. In Alabama, we had a pastor get like 28 counts of child molestation.
Mm-hmm.
Like 28 counts on like 6 different victims. So like maybe they weren't all child molestation, but it was like child molestation, like rape, or like they added all the counts. He had 28 counts. Bro, they gave my man 1,040 years.
Wow.
All his sentences are consecutive.
Wow.
He can't get out before like 29, 30 or something like that, bro. Like he gotta serve every day of that to 29, 30.
He's literally going to be buried in a jail cell.
In handcuffs.
And that's good. And I hope this motherfucker gets the same damn thing. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, so
protect the kids, man.
Protect the fucking kids, people. Let me see. We also this is kind of an interesting story. F1 driver Lewis Hamilton. I don't know if you guys watch car racing. I do. I actually like it. I love the fucking show on Netflix about these indie drivers and shit. But he won the British GP race, and then after that, I believe what happened. He won the championships again, and this is something like the 6th or 7th or 8th year, something like that. And after this, for some reason, and this is Lewis Hamilton, this brother was attacked mercilessly, like by a whole bunch of white folks, calling him a whole bunch of derogatory names and a whole bunch of other shit. Yeah, over a race.
Is that surprising?
No, but it is. But it's in the UK, and the UK loves to act like they are above racism.
They're the home of racism. They're the home they're the home of the original racist family. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see what they did during the FIFA Cup thing, man.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, racism is a thing, and I blame racism on ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's ridiculous, bro.
You're better than me because I don't. I don't blame it on ignorance.
This is actually a good place to we could start a little bit of discussion. We should all talk about what we blame racism on, because I think each of us has a different idea. Right. So that'd be pretty interesting.
Okay.
Right. So explain what you mean by, Sebastian, what you mean by you think racism is brought on by ignorance. Explain that real quick.
I once listened to a KKK Grand Wizard give his thoughts on race. And basically what he said was God put the white man in Europe, God put the black man in Africa. We shouldn't intermingle, right? Because God placed us in different places and gave us different languages and different cultures. That kind of, if you look at us as one big evolutionary body.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
So what resulted out of the two trades? When black people went to Africa, white people learned how to bathe. When they came to Africa, we became slaves. That's all.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is that if the more you understand the human family, the less racism makes sense. Right.
I get that. you're kind of going along the lines of like race is just a construct, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I totally understand that. And I actually do agree. But I think there comes a time when we, as Black folks and other groups of color, um, I think we need to acknowledge the fact that we've given people way too much time to understand why racism is bad and a whole bunch of other shit. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think after as many years in the history that we have in this country, I don't, at this point, I can't keep on giving them the benefit of the doubt and saying, well, it's just ignorance. They don't get it.
No,
You
no,
know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
no. When I say ignorance, I mean in its purest sense. You are ignoring something. I'm not counting this as obliviousness. I'm not
Mm-hmm,
saying that they aren't aware.
mm-hmm,
I'm not saying that the information is not there. They are, or that they like there is no information in front of them to be cognizant of.
mm-hmm,
I'm saying that people are literally ignoring fact,
mm,
right? And they are purposefully ignorant. I'm not giving anybody the benefit of the doubt. I do not give the only racist person I get a benefit of the doubt is a racist baby, because I
right,
know somebody is teaching them racism right now,
right,
right? But get out into the world, see the world, meet the people, and you realize how human we are. You know what I'm saying? Like all it takes is get outside of where you're from, go see some other folk, and you recognize, oh, they do this like we do that, or their family structures are very similar to ours. Like you recognize just how interrelated we really are. And people try their best to ignore that and say, "Oh, that person's less than because they're black or because they're Vietnamese or whatever." Like
mm-hmm,
I'm saying ignorant in that regard, not oh I'm giving them a pass, winking at them because they just don't know no better.
right. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're kind of just saying like, well, they're willfully ignorant, but if they
yeah,
got out there and they noticed how all of us are so similar and how many things that we have in common rather than things that are not in common, we'd be in a better place.
absolutely. I mean, we
Okay,
literally share like 99.9% of each other's DNA. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like we couldn't be any closer related if we tried.
right,
Unless you
okay,
literally came from my mama, we couldn't be more closely related.
okay, and as I get your place. I totally understand that, right? Um, but I don't know. Do you think white folks are capable of not being racist or to actually truly being a true ally?
Man, that's a hell of a question. That would be like asking me, do I think Michael Jordan could be a role player on the Bulls? Like the it's a you play on a team, right? And it's not to say because racism is a system and not a personal choice in a lot of ways. Some things are racist. People are personally racist.
Right,
Some people just hold a position in a racist system, and it may or may not even be their fault.
right. Okay.
So, so systematically, a white person can't fix it.
Hmm.
But can a white person be above the fray? Yes.
Okay.
But systematically, a white person can't fix it.
Right. Okay. And I get that. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, I kind of disagree with that because an example of where that failed was the whole Rachel Nichols situation. Basically, anytime you see one of these liberals or one of these, anti-racist, whatever you want to call it, anytime you see one of these people, it's just a matter of time until something comes out with them exposing themselves and how they really feel. You know what I'm saying? Rachel Nichols came out and she said the only reason why Maria Taylor got that job was because of diversity. It's not why she got the job. She got the job because she doesn't
What's
need
your answer?
Botox and because she was a professional athlete and you're not. That's why
Right.
she got the job. She got the job because she's better than you.
Right.
And they
Absolutely.
really have a problem anytime they encounter somebody who's better than them. When they encounter somebody who's better than them, it has to be a diversity effort. It has to be, reverse racism. So, all of that nonsense. And then, there was the Adam Mendelsohn guy who was LeBron James's agent, who he said the same thing. They got him on that phone call with Rachel Nichols as well, saying, well, this Black Lives Matter and all of this social justice and all of this stuff is just tiring. All right, well, if it's just too tiring, then stay the hell out of it and just be your normal racist self. We don't need any of that fake stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing is that if there was no racism, or if people didn't have those racist feelings or those racist undertones, when you interact with somebody, you wouldn't really even interact in those terms. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that I don't give any credit or any credence to people who are the descendants of a system of illegitimacy that have all of their family records. The only people that don't have that have an excuse to not know anything about the past is us. Because while these people sit here and complain about cancel culture, they literally canceled our culture. If you go to Africa, if you go to any place where you find a melanated person, you're not going to find anybody with the same first and last name as me or Izzy. They actually canceled our culture. You know what I'm saying? So now for us to not know about certain things, that's fine. And as far as I'm concerned, that's excusable. But for these people who literally have all of the records and documents of their family lineage from when they first stepped foot here to invade to now when they're benefiting from a system of racism and illegitimacy, I don't have any compassion for any of them saying, well, I don't understand. You understand everything. You understand that paycheck you get. You understand that business that you inherit. You understand every time you walk away from a police encounter alive. I'm not trying to hear that.
Right, I
Well,
get you.
picture what I'm saying now. I'm not saying that they don't benefit from it. I'm actually agreeing with you.
Right. No doubt. Yeah. No doubt. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just saying that they're okay. Like, in as much as I try my best to speak up for women's issues as much as I can, or LGBTQ issues as much as I can, sometimes I say some things that are ignorant because I don't walk that walk. I don't live it on a day-by-day basis. But I try my best to be abreast of it as much as I possibly can. So if a woman were to say to me, "Oh, well, no man can truly be not a sexist," well, I mean, I guess maybe you're right, but I do the absolute dead level best I can.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know that about myself. I try to stay abreast of what's going on in the culture. I try to stay on top of those issues. So I'm assuming that if I can do that as a man, some white person could be doing that as a white person.
Right. Okay. Now, and I get you. I totally get your standpoint. I just think that white folks have been indoctrinated, and as much as um, they might like. Okay, so I don't know if you've heard this before, but I always say 97% of all white people are racist, right? Now, I say 3% of white people are truly not racist or anti-racist, true anti-racist. Now, I say that, but I don't tell anybody where they stand in that area, right?
Okay.
And I break it down like this. I say 30% are like outwardly racist. They're clear racists, right? The next 30%, I always tell everybody they're closeted, what I like to call closeted racists. So they keep it within their family and they keep it within their close friends because they know it's not socially acceptable, right? And then the last is right around 37%. I think those people are subconsciously racist, meaning that subconsciously they understand the laws of the land, they understand how this country was built, they understand that they have privilege, right? And that for the most part they like to feel like they're not racist. And we're going to talk about this in a minute about a story kind of like white women, right, who like to use their proximity around black dick to try to say they're not racist,
Like Kim Kardashian.
or any other white broad for that matter.
Right.
Okay, so I think so. You have those type, and I think it's different levels to this shit. It's kind of nuanced, and I think it's. But I have a very hard time giving credit to white folks because I've always said the same thing. Give a white person enough rope, they gonna hang themselves.
Or hang you.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and see, like that goes to that. See, like that whole. See that's one of my things. You know what I'm saying? Like we like to sit around and lay in wait and all of that. And in my opinion, we need to be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons why a lot of this stuff happens to us is because we're not really aggressive. We don't institute consequences. Anytime something happens, it's just, oh, hopefully justice will take. Nah, like, man, I don't understand when people will get tired of this hopefully nonsense and actually start doing some shit. Start hitting back. Start punching. Start breaking jaws. start suing businesses. You know what I'm saying? Stop allowing people to bully us. It just boggles my mind how the people who literally go into any field of athletics and take over are strong armed by the weakest group of people in the United States. Like it's mind boggling to me.
Well, I mean, we got to question this idea of weakness, right? Because what is weak, right? Maybe they might be a little bit more physically weak in certain areas, but the fact of the matter is they do hold a lot of power. Let's keep that like above. In this country, they hold a lot of power. And so I think that could be kind of debated. That can be kind of debated.
When they first came here, they didn't have any power. And then all of a sudden they had it because they just took it from a bunch of people who wanted to be nice to intruders.
Right. Well, maybe. So maybe. So let's get, and I got a couple other stories, not very many actually. There's a big old fire that's going on in Oregon. It's really massive, really, really, really massive. You can see it from space, so go check that shit the fuck out. Let me see. And I think the rest of these stories are kind of related to a lot of other things outside of a cop who actually was trying to kill. I don't know. Have you heard about this situation? A cop was actually trying to kill a dog, missed the dog, and ended up killing a young lady. I don't know if you guys heard about this.
No, I didn't hear about that at all, but I'm not surprised. And two cops actually just got in trouble for beating porcupines to death. So there's that.
Yeah, I heard about that one too.
They tend to do stuff like that.
Now, my question, Sebastian, let me ask you the question. This dude, he accidentally shot a person. The person died. He was aiming for the dog. What would you think would be an appropriate sentence for this police officer?
Got a couple questions. One is, why was he trying to kill the dog? That's one.
Oh.
Like, why were you trying to kill this dog? Was the dog attacking somebody? You know, what was the purpose in trying to kill the dog?
Okay, keep on. Ask your next question because I'll actually.
Yeah, if the dog was attacking somebody, I mean, it's a dog. So once you pull out a lethal weapon where there are people around, you got to be accountable for whatever you do with that lethal weapon, hands down.
Right.
I mean, I'm no lawyer, so let me not armchair law this. That's but if what happened that was neglect and manslaughter. I mean, if you just ask me off the top of my head,
right?
So
well, the story is this police officer was doing a welfare check on a woman that reportedly passed out near the mall. Okay, and he found a 30-year-old young lady, Margarita Brooks, and she was laying in the grass not far from the shopping center. And he kept on asking if she was okay, and she kept on responding, "Fine, I'm fine, I'm fine." Right, but her dog excitedly started running towards the police officer. Okay. Now there is a video, and you can actually, here's the video right here. Actually, do you guys want to hear the volume or no?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay, I'll play the volume on it then, because gotta change these sometimes. Okay, so here is the video of this young lady. Hey, and if you could put this on the main screen, if you could, and let's, because I want to make sure everybody's able to see it. One over there, you go. So here's the video. Let's listen real quick. Oh wait, why the fuck is this not playing all of a sudden? I know they. Oh, what are they doing? Do you guys see it? Is that messed up? Is it just me? Yeah, that is doing that. Hold on one second. I might have to. Oh, that's bullshit. They're gonna play it. They're not letting me play it. It's scrubbing out. It's not playing.
Oh man.
Oh wow, that's kind of bullshit. I'm a little irked off now. Now I'm a little irked because let me try again. Let me try one more time. Let's see if this works. Yeah, they're scrubbing that shit the fuck out.
That's crazy.
That is, yeah, that is kind of crazy. I'm not too happy about this, um, and it's still scrubbing it out over here. That is bull. Well, all right. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to watch it. I don't know why it's playing this game. I apologize, but yeah, at the end of the day, what had happened was the dog started running towards him, and he got scared, started shooting wildly at the dog. And when he was trying to shoot wildly at the dog, he ended up hitting the young lady and killing her.
Yeah.
And I think at the very minimum, he should be charged with manslaughter, maybe involuntary manslaughter,
Yeah.
maybe. But you got to get some time for this one.
Yeah, man. You can't
So
just go around shooting people by accident and walking home. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just
right,
stupid.
you
Like
yeah,
goddamn.
exactly. You can't do that. And yeah, I wish I could show the video because the video is very very. It's kind of it moves a little fast, but at the same time, um, I think he was still neglectful in what he was doing. So that's the last like kind of regular story I have, and so we can kind of get into the regular shit that we get into, and we can start having these real conversations. So
Word.
yeah, what's up?
I said word. I'm ready for
All
this.
right, let's get this shit. All right, so we're gonna do this shit the easy way. Let me ask you something, Sebastian. You ever heard of Dr. Richie, Dr. Rashad Richie?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you gotta
Okay,
check Dr. Richie out, Sebastian. You'd like him.
Rashad.
Yeah, you'd like him.
Spell it for me.
Dr. Rashad.
Rashadie.
Yup. No, it's not IE. It's EY, not
EY.
IE.
Okay. Okay.
And this guy is really, I really like him. And this is a show, Indisputable. You can find it on YouTube. Really good shit. But here is a video from him, and let's check this out a little bit, right? And you guys can tell me what you guys feel about this. It's not too long, couple minutes. We'll hear Dr. Richie what he has to say about this shit.
Y'all go back to your brown country bitches. They racist. This racist. It's exactly what it is. It's racist. You're being I don't give a what's your
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you Karen would.
You want to call the police on them for having a barbecue on a Sunday.
On a Sunday. That's the most important part.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish a Karen would.
Izzy, internet is not agreeing with us today.
Man, that's Haps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that ain't even the internet. That's Haps. He don't even realize his mic is off.
Yeah, Izzy, we can't hear you, bro.
Oh, my bad. This shit is really, really fucking weird right now. Users on YouTube Verified Network should be... Okay. I don't know what the deal is with my shit. It, for some odd reason, is giving me problems. Here, I'm going to try this shit one more time, and hopefully it'll work out a whole lot better because this... I don't never have no problems with my videos. They racist. This racist. It is really giving me problems, bro.
That's crazy.
This is really crazy. I don't ever have problems. I pay for like super fucking duper high fucking internet. So I'm kind of irked off right now. As a matter of fact, give me a minute. You guys talk real quick, and if you can find the video, Rob, please bring it up. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go check something.
Karen slaps a woman. Wow. All right, that's a lot going on right there. Let's see if we can. Let's see if I can get to YouTube. Rob, that's wild, man. Like, That's a different. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Tanika Drake just subscribed. Thanks for the subscription, Tanika Drake. Appreciate it. So I'm gonna see if I could find one of these videos real quick, and I'm gonna see if I could post it up and make it visible real quick.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on. In the meanwhile, though, why don't you tell everybody that's in here where they can get your music?
Yo, you can check me out all over the place, man. I am on Spotify. I am on SoundCloud. I am on Apple Music, man. My name is Sebastian Cole. I'm a singer and songwriter. I've written for a lot of other people, but every now and then I like to get out and talk my own shit. So I do projects every now and then. I'm about to start a project right now called Over the Hill. I'm excited about it. It's groove music for those of an acquired age, you dig?
So is that like some neo soul type music, some
I guess
easy
you could
listening?
look at it like that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm just kind of going back and digging through some of my roots and just putting together a collection of things that I want to hear.
Okay, I got
cool.
you.
Yeah,
I got you. So Dr. Rashad Richie, he's got a lot of videos. He's got like this little series called "I Wish a Karen Would," and it's kind of funny. This whole Karen phenomenon. What I find the funniest is that it's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Like this has been going on since God knows how long. This is literally the same thing that caused like pretty much most of the race riots that went on in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. This whole Karen thing, it's one of the things that caused here it is. Karen slaps woman, says I'm married to a black man. I don't understand what in God's name that has to do with your ability to keep your hands off of somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of weird. Dr. Richie is killing it right now. Over 7 media stations want to cover his show. Yeah, that's facts. Question: when we call them Karen, does that not minimize their actions, or should we just give all terrorists a cute name so they feel better? Yeah, no, I feel that, Shatira. You absolutely right. I don't know if Karen is a cute name. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of an ugly name, in my opinion. It's kind of like Gertrude or Mildred. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing charming. But I get what you're saying.
Any of this works, Mildred.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to give me a minute. You guys keep on talking. I'm gonna jump off and I gotta come back because I'm gonna check my shit. This shouldn't be happening with me, and everything seems to be kind of running, but for some odd reason this is not. So give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And if you can, yeah, if you can play it, please do.
Yeah, I got it right up on the screen right now. So I need y'all to let me know if y'all can hear the audio when I start playing it. Okay.
Okay. Hey man, shout out to the Mildreds though. Are you playing it, Rock? I don't hear anything.
Can you all hear it?
Nope. Can't hear nothing. As a matter of fact, it's not even moving on our side.
Yeah, you muted out when you hit, I guess when you were trying to play it, you muted out.
Yeah, that's definitely haps. Hold on, I'm gonna try to screen share it again. Let me see. Hold on. All right, give me a second here. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is up with my shit, and you know I don't never have problems on here. So I'm like,
unless
I'm a
you use
little irked
Haps.
off. Well, I told you, dude, if they don't fix this shit quick, fast, in a hurry, we about to be done on here.
Cause Haps. Ugh. All right, so here we go.
All
Let
right,
me
let's
know,
play
y'all.
it.
Type it in the comments if y'all can hear it and see it. All right.
All right.
Defends her racist comments by saying, I'm married to a black man. Damn. That's a hell of a marriage, obviously. So this particular Karen was caught telling a Hispanic couple to go back to your brown country. Obviously a racist statement meant to be offensive to this couple. This was following a parking lot altercation. She'd even attempted to defend herself by saying she was married to a black man before this escalation.
Okay, can I just say something about that real quick? So if you're being disgusting like this woman was to a Hispanic couple, how do you justify that by saying you're married to a black man? And my question is, that black man that she's married to should question her like, bitch, don't you know there's a difference between black people and Latinos? Like, are you retarded or something? What's wrong with you? Why would you talk this nonsense to a Latino family and then try to justify it by the fact that you're married to me? That's absurd.
Well, I'm gonna say keep on playing it because I really want to get into this shit in a minute.
Okay,
Because
for
this
sure.
shit is something that we've talked about, but we need to make this shit very clear.
Yes, sir. Give me 2 seconds.
To racist conversation began. This Karen actually slapped the woman. Now listen, I have to show you how we can tell she slapped the female in this story. And I want you to catch it. You got to watch it closely. Here it is.
Tell you what.
Okay, give me. Look, your husband kicked my in. I didn't damage Joe's car. He kicked that in. I have video. I have video of it. You shut the up, bitch.
You dumbass bitch.
No, you're.
Don't talk to me, not him. Okay, I'm right here.
He has to call his wife. Can't deal with it. Look what he's in the goddamn truck.
First of all, don't.
We have cameras. That's what I'm saying.
Did you need me to stop it? Did you want me to
No,
stop it?
I heard it. Did you hear it, Sebastian?
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it just fine. Keep going.
That's cool. Keep on
All
playing it. Constance, if you can't hear it, you might have to jump out and jump two more. Jump back in.
I didn't hear your. And then you're like, I'm gonna text my wife. My wife will handle this.
I'm not about to argue with you. I'm calling her to talk to you.
But did she? No, she came swinging at me.
You hear her face.
No.
You slapped here.
No, y'all go back to your brown country, bitches.
Hey, racist. This racist. This racist.
It's exactly what it is. It's racist. You're being. I don't give a what you're married to. Look what you just said. Go back to your country.
Yeah.
Really?
Y'all brown.
I'm American. I'm black.
And if your husband's black, then what?
No,
Yeah, I'm American. I didn't leave the scene. I'm still here. I didn't have no papers and I thought I left.
You do not get to inoculate yourself against being a racist just because of who you sleep with. Please understand that.
Time out.
It's very clear that in this story.
Yes. Okay, I've said this once. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep on saying this shit to white women and white males. Your proximity to black pussy or black penis does not mean you get an automatically I'm not racist card. Okay? Like, stop doing this shit. Like, real shit, y'all need to stop with this fucking fuckery. This to me is fuckery. And this is one of the biggest things that I consistently hear over and over and over. You know, older white women fucking talking about my grandbabies is mixed. I'm not racist. Bitch, are you? Shut the fuck
Yeah, they
fucking
be
up.
They be racist as fuck and teaching the black mixed babies to hate themselves. So yeah, they absolutely are racist. Teaching them it's okay to listen to people say the N-word. They do all kinds of extra stuff. And let's not skip over the element of racist nonsense that those Latinos was talking to while they was defending themselves from that racist ass Karen. Like there was a whole bunch of fuckery going on in that video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was. There was. Sebastian, have you ever been dealt with this type of shit? Someone telling you that they're not racist because their proximity to fucking black dick or black yoni?
No one's ever said that sentence to me. Thank Hitchens.
Did you know that the president of the United States said it? Joe Biden actually said this.
That he had sex with a black woman?
No, what he said was that racism is going away because there's more interracial couples on television. So in Joe Biden's retarded mind, seeing interracial couples publicly, that means that racism is eradicated. In Joe Biden's mind. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Do you guys listen to Daniel Dennett? You guys know Daniel Dennett?
I've heard the name. I don't know if I probably don't listen to him on a regular basis.
He's a philosopher of science, and basically he deals heavily with cultural evolution, kind of like Richard Dawkins did.
Right.
The thing about as cultures evolve, you start to see these little things change here and there. Undercurrent still might be the same. But people are, again, man, people, and I'm not giving anybody a pass, bro. People are just, they're not as smart as we'd like them to be, man. Right? Like, if you really feel like you dismantled racism because you sucked some black dick, if that's all it took, racism would have been over during slavery.
Right.
Right? Like, you get what I'm saying? So, but people just aren't smart. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this because that woman, that Karen that's in that video has no power over my life. There's nothing she could do to me, say to me that's gonna hurt me in any way. Right. So I'm not trying to brownie up to her, but she probably really believes that she cannot be racist because she married a black man. Right. Like she said that with conviction. That came from her soul.
But really though?
No, I think she believed it. I'm not saying she's right. I'm saying
she believes it.
She believes it because the dummies that she lets mess with her encourage her with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the reason why a lot of Karens like that had that behavior is because the people that they're with, that guy who she says that she's with, who she's using as an excuse for her behavior, legitimizes that behavior. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to think where she came from. Let's say when she brought that black man home, she was disowned by her family. Let me just, I mean, and this is all completely hypothetical.
Right.
I don't know any of this to be true, right? But let's say she brought that black man home and said, I want to marry him. And they said, well, if you marry him, we not fucking with you or them kids. And she said, I love him. That's mine. I'm going to stick beside him, right? Let's say she did that. Well, see, because she conquered that big hump, right? She feels like she conquered the hump. Like that was a huge thing for her. It's kind of like when black folk get, they make $100,000 a year and all of a sudden they go supporting Donald Trump. They feel like they are in the club now because they jumped that one hurdle. Oh, I pulled myself up by my bootstrap. Thus, I'm not black. I'm OJ. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the same. It's the same kind of ignorance. Like, and I keep using the word ignorance. I don't even know if that's the right word. So excuse me if I'm saying that word wrong. It's the same kind of stupidity. Let me say it that way.
Right.
Right. People just believe that because they've done a thing, right, that they could not be a part of the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
She not recognizing that when you delegitimize someone's citizenship because they are brown, right? She could have been white and not been a legal citizen, right? Like,
right.
Because those brown people are not really actually brown; they're white. But that's another story for another day. But go ahead.
That's another story, another day. I get your point, right? But to delegitimize their citizenship, based on their skin tone, is racist. But a lot of people don't understand. They aren't pursuing consciously to understand what racism really is. And so they think that racism is about being able to go to church with the black person, or
Right.
one of my best friends is black, or
Right.
one time in high school I sucked the black dude's dick behind the fucking bleachers, and whatever. Right. Point
Right.
being, not understanding the far scope of what racism really is. Racism is a super theory. It's not just like it's not an action. It's a super theory.
Well, I would actually say it is an action.
I think the
Um,
actions come from the super theory.
and you know what? And I can't argue with that because it's basically we're kind of basically saying the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're putting one more thing before it, but yeah, I can understand that. I personally have the opinion that racism is an action only because the action is what is actually going on, right? It's
Yes.
the act. It's like the Homestead Act, right, of 1861, right? So the racism is the inability for black folks to actually take advantage of that, or
Right.
take advantage of the what is it called, the bill, the for the soldiers, the
GI
GI
Bill.
Bill,
The GI
right?
Bill, or the
Um,
Green, or the New Deal, or
right,
any of that
red
stuff.
red light,
Red line that
red
they let
the
us.
red lining and motherfucking, the judicial system, out like disproportionately claiming black folks as just animals and all this other shit, right?
Absolutely.
All of these things are the action. Now, yes, I totally understand where you're coming from, where it's the theory, and then from that theory is that action, which is the action that I'm speaking about, right? So
Hmm.
I totally understand that, and I can halfway agree, but I personally think that when you take away the theory aspect of it and literally tell them it's the action itself, because the action itself is the one that's actually pushing
But
all of
here,
everything around.
let me
It's
push
not the
back on
theory
that
that's
for one
pushing.
second. One second.
Go ahead.
The reason why I say you have to attack the whole mind frame is
Hmm.
because if you attack the whole mind frame, you don't get this Karen out here saying, I can't be racist. I did this one thing. You get
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So if you boil it down to just a list of things, then the
Hmm.
person can say, "Oh, I didn't do this. I didn't sign the red line
That's
bill.
true.
I never owned a slave, and
Hmm.
I married a black guy. How can I
Right.
be racist?" You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
This is why I say broaden it to a way of thinking,
Hmm.
so that you understand it's not just what you do. Like the red line or the GI, not letting people use the GI Bill or the Homestead Act, all those things, those
Hmm.
were symptoms of a much bigger sickness.
Hmm.
The sickness is the fact that in people's mind,
Hmm.
they size the person up by a look. They look at this person, this Latino person, and Latinos can be racist. But point being, she looked at this Latino person and just asserted that you
Hmm.
aren't from here, you don't belong here. Now, does that mean that that person couldn't work at her job or be at the mall she was at or whatever? No, no, no. It wasn't that kind of racism.
Right.
It was the thought that said, "Oh, you are less. You have no right to be here, while I
Hmm.
have every right to be here."
So
Right. Absolutely.
what about the racism and the fact that who knows? We don't know what their relationship is like. We don't know that woman. How do we know that that woman is not with that black dude that she's going around using as her token, saying she's not racist because she can't get a white dude, and so she's taking out all of her issues on those people in the parking lot because she's upset because she can't get a white man, which is what she actually wants.
If we playing what if there really is no black dude?
Yeah,
What if you
exactly.
just said
There's
that?
that. That's
Right.
absolutely. So then that means that she knows exactly what she's talking about and she knows exactly what she's doing. And now we know that she's just a straight up liar.
Right. So this is why I'm trying to keep it to just what's in front of me, because the what ifs we could hypothesize all kind of things,
Hmm.
or theorize all kind of things. But in this case, what she's saying is, okay, assuming that every word she said was true, right, and she really is married to a black man. If I bring racism down to just a list of do's and don'ts, then I'm,
Hmm.
then I'm, I'm basically I'm creating a new religion, kind of like the Hebrew Israelites feel like that they are perfect because they don't eat pork. Bitch, shut
Right.
up. Right? Like if I bring it down to just a list of little small things like that, then I don't really get to attack the mindset that says, "Yo, you are no bet. You have no more access to this planet. You have no more right to be here than anybody else." And
Hmm.
that's what racism really all boils down to. You have no more right to be in this neighborhood or own this house or drive this car or go to this school or be in this religion or work in this government or whatever than anybody else. Your genetics, who your mother and father is, what country y'all come from, whatever. It
Right.
gives you no more right and access to the things here than anybody else. And that's the thought. That's the thought. And if
Now,
you push it that way, go ahead.
now let me ask you this then, because and you know, I don't know how many people, everybody knows me. I don't fuck with the left, nor I fuck with the right. I'm an independent. And I firmly believe black folks should be independent or some outside of those two groups. Because I believe they're two wings on the same bird. So what about the left liberal type, want to be quote unquote woke white folks who believe that they are not racist? So they're out from what the way you're saying is they're out is, well, I don't think that way, so therefore not me.
Okay. Let and we're gonna be. I asked this question on Facebook the other day, so I'm gonna throw this around.
Mm-hmm.
What? Let's falsify a claim.
Okay.
Okay. What could a white person do to show you that they are not racist? Is it
Not be
possible to
racist.
falsify that? But what does that mean?
That's
no. What does that mean, Rob?
that means to basically understand the institution of racism, understand how racism affects people systemically.
How would you know they understood it though? What
I mean, we all know that actions speak louder than words.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking. What action could they perform?
So it depends on when you say what action. Basically, be honest in conversations, because again, some actions that they may take may not directly be a decision made by them. However, when you interact with somebody, you don't try to tell them about their experience. When you deal with situations in the real world, you don't just delegitimize somebody else's standpoint because of you saying it. There's two different ways. You know, conservatives tend to just be arrogant with their racism. Liberals tend to think you're just too stupid to do anything, so they need to help you. I mean, basically, when it comes to people not exhibiting racism, just don't be obsessed over race.
Okay.
I would have
so
not said too much about that woman. I would have not said
too much. Let's say I meet a white woman in the grocery store and she says, "Hey, guy," and I go, "Hey, ma'am," and we pass each other. That's it. That's all we do. "Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?" We pass each other. It has she did not belittle me. I know nothing of her outside of the fact that we just spoke. Should I assume she's a racist?
I mean, I don't know why your mind would go there until there's an interaction where she would. It's the same thing as the court system that white people set up. There should be a presumption of, you know, for the most part,
Okay, all right.
innocence until proven guilty. So if you're having just a normal interaction with somebody, if she says hi and you say hi, then I mean, you just go about your business. But if you say hi and then later on in the store you get approached by the police and say you were coming at this woman in an aggressive way, we all know what that is.
Racism. Fair. But but in other words, it's hard for me to falsify a person's racism. If I'm going to give them innocence until they prove me guilty. I mean, until they prove themselves guilty. If I'm just going to assume they aren't racist, right? Like if that's my general stance, is they're not racist until they do something to me that is racist, or maybe not even to me.
See, and both of y'all are way better than me because.
But see, here's my thing. Hold on, real quick, Izzy.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me just say one thing. All I'm going to say is, as far as that goes, is nobody's really getting out of anything by not giving anybody the presumption of innocence. Because I know what Izzy about to say. Izzy about to say he just assumes everybody because of his 97%, which I don't have no problem with, and I'm completely on board with, because he's absolutely right. But my thing is that I can be as liberal as Shatera will tell you, Izzy will tell you, anybody that knows me will tell you, I'm like one of the most liberal when it comes to race relations and integrations type people that there possibly is that anybody can meet. However, at what point do you continue to be naive, or what point do you recognize whatever reality is? I mean, there's case after case after case after case after case after case, laws being made, the outrages about critical race theory. I mean, at some point we have to stop, you know, like, oh, you know, we're gonna just pat around and make things soft and comfortable for these people, or
that's not what I'm trying to do. Let me. Okay, this is a very nuanced sledgehammer I'm about to use, but here's my nuance. Okay.
Okay.
If You're right. I will not disagree with you at all. Like the argument about critical race and all these dumbass laws and this, that, and the third. Right. Okay. That's not my next door neighbor. Now, if my next door neighbor supported that, I could say that's racist of you. But if my next door neighbor did not support that, that doesn't mean they're not racist. Right? That doesn't mean they're not racist. Right? Maybe I've just never seen them do anything racist.
Right.
Right? Because our interactions just never get there. My next door neighbor, I live next to 2 white women. They're witches. They are literally witches. Sweetest ladies I ever met in my life. I mean, not the sweet, but they're really sweetheart people. They don't bother me. I don't bother them. They go out and they do their libations to the moon on full moons and shit. See them in their backyard doing witchery. Right? But they don't bother me. I don't bother them.
Right.
I have no reason to assume they're racist. They ain't never called the police on me. I play my music loud at 4 a.m. outside on my outside speakers, and they don't bother me. So, so I have no reason to assume that they are racist.
Right. See, you're a lot better than me because I do assume that they're all racist. I do. Absolutely. And the thing is I'm going to quantify it by saying this. And I've said this many times. You guys should know what I be saying. We have background checks for a reason, don't we?
Facts. Yep.
We don't want a molester working at a child care center. We don't want a thief working at a retail shop, right? We don't want a motherfucking robber working at a bank, right? Well, the fact of the matter is the history of white folks have told me that these motherfuckers is racist. Therefore, all I can assume is that they are all racist until they show me that I am wrong.
But this is what I'm asking. How could they show you differently?
Well, again, I could not, and I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I can't give an answer to that because how nuanced it is. I think it's very important that I do give people on an individual basis, I do give them an opportunity to show that everything is cool and everything is shit. But my initial thought process is, oh yeah, you're going to have to show me something. And now I don't know what that is. You know what I mean? But we'll figure it out along the way. You know what I mean? But until you have shown me something where I can say, no, I know him and I know what's in his heart because I've spoken to him, I've had time with him and shit like that. Until then, you are a racist, period. Fuck you and your mama.
Damn, cuz what if their mama wasn't even racist? What if they like that?
Here goes my thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and I see and even though like I'm a little bit more in the middle, I'm still with Izzy on this because like my thing is like it's not my job to determine anytime they come and encounter one of us, they're not sitting here having a debate whether we're all criminals or not. They're looking at us whatever.
I think they are. See,
I do too.
Right.
They think that they it's not even a debate. They actually think that we're all criminals. They actually think that we're all violent. We're actually
I don't believe that.
You don't?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Please explain.
Keep in mind, I'm from where racism was born. Right. Like
in the United States, like us too.
Birmingham, Alabama. We cook ours differently in our frying pan, bro. Like our racism is thick, bro. It's like gravy. Y'all's is like a soup. Mine is like it come with stuff in it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And I know he's not lying because my whole family from Alabama, so he is not fucking lying at all.
Man, our racism is real. You get what I'm saying? And because I grew up there around all that, I get to have very uncomfortable conversations with people. This is what I've been doing this for the longest, man. Having the most uncomfortable conversations with people I should never talk to. But I want to hear their side, right? I'm just dumb enough to listen to a member of the KKK and have a legit conversation with him. Not angry with him because he ain't finna touch me. You get what I'm saying? I just want to hear your side of the story. And even that member of the KKK that I talked to basically said, I have to size up every black person I see.
Right. But that's the thing, though. He can touch you. He can touch you.
He couldn't touch. He couldn't touch
you don't. They've literally have a history of touching people. They literally have a history of doing it without impunity.
Me.
Right. He's talking on an individual level.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I'm sure everybody that they touched, every family that they killed, I guarantee you, the man of every family said, "Well, they're not going to do this to me." Just like Malcolm X's dad, he probably said they're not going to do that to me.
No, I doubt that. I don't believe that one. I believe. Yeah, I don't because that's the thing. Like I think the idea of well, they're not going to do it to me is actually a more recent thing, right? In our generation, right? In the last generation, like my daddy's generation, that was absolutely not the ideal. The ideal when my daddy was coming up was very clear. Okay, when these white folks be talking to you, just so you don't be pushing them, you don't look these motherfuckers in the eye, look down, walk around them. You know what I mean? Talk to them right. You say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. You know what I mean? No, sir, no, ma'am. You know what I mean? You talk, and this is how I was raised because my daddy grew up thick in this shit, right?
Right. No, I
And,
feel it. But
and
all I'm saying is that look at the police. The police is still doing it to this day. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
and
Now
I'm
that may
not going to
not be the
argue that.
KKK, but it's the police. You know what I
And I'm
mean?
not going to argue
I
that,
mean, the
but
police and the KKK basically one the same.
right, exactly, because we all know that. Where did they come from? It was the
So
slave
then that goes
patrols.
back to what I was saying in the beginning. The KKK will touch you without impunity. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, in that particular instance, when I spoke to that particular man man wasn't gonna touch me. I'm not saying that no white man would hop off. That man wasn't gonna touch me.
Right.
And we were able to have a very uncomfortable conversation. I didn't have to run from it. I didn't have to run to my corner, and then he didn't have to run to his because he understood that I'm here to hear you out. Not
Right.
to agree with you. I just want to hear where you come from. Tell me
Right.
what you tell your sons, right?
Absolutely.
Tell me what you teach your children about me.
Right.
And what he said to me, how he teaches his children about me is not all black people are bad, just most of them. Right? Literally, that's what he
Why, here's the question that I got to ask you about that conversation. Why would he teach his kids that when it was literally his descendants who did everything that they did to black people, with black people not doing anything to him today? So we're going to look at the crime rates and everything today and not talk about historically what this dude stands for and say, well, I'm going to be selective about these black people. You know, this one may be good and this one may be bad, not talking about the history of lynching and redlining and all of this other stuff that they did.
Where he gets his information from. I'm just asking what he teaches his kids. So I mean, it's well documented what white people have done to black people in this country. Like that wasn't even what I was on. I literally just wanted to know. I wasn't here to blame him. Right? I could always lay blame on white people. That's the easy part.
Right.
The uncomfortable conversation is look me in my face and
explain
to me why you think I'm less than you.
Right.
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 Just look me in my face and tell me a man who's got more education than you, who makes more money than you, who lives a happier life than you, who's worked very hard for his, who's not an affirmative action baby. You can't give me none of that. Right. Look me in my face and tell me why you're a better person than me.
Right.
And I wasn't there to be mad with him. I wanted to really hear him out. You get what I'm saying? So when he was telling me the story, I'm thinking, okay, he's teaching his kids not all black people are bad, but you got to get to know them, right? So I feel the same way, and I know that sounds crazy for me to agree with a man in the KKK, but that was rational to me, right? Like I can't. It would be irrational to me to just say, oh, every white person out here is actively racist. That don't even sound smart to me. What sounds smart to me is to say, well, I will not make a judgment on your character until you give me plausible cause to do so.
Right. Now, on an individual level, I'm with you, right? On an individual level, but as a group, I think it's more detrimental to actually believe that white folks are not racist. I think that's more detrimental.
I'm gonna grant you that. I'm literally gonna
Okay.
grant you that. I'm not again. This is not me saying, white people are doing better now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like tap dancing and no shit.
Right. No, I get you.
I'm just saying that in personal, and you got to keep in mind, racism exists. It lives in ignorance, man, and some of it is willful. But like I grew up a Christian. We just talked about that. You know why I grew up a Christian? Because that's what was around me, right? And I became very devout because that's what was around me. I had to be introduced to people like you. I thought you were the enemy at one point in my life. You feel me? I had to be exposed to somebody like you. So so on one hand, you could say, oh, he's a colonizing Christian oppressor.
Right.
Which at one point, I really was. Until I met somebody who could say to me, bro, you're not thinking this through wise enough. You're too smart to be that dumb.
Right.
Right. and then I realized, oh wait, yeah, he got a point, right? So
Right.
a lot of these folks, they live in, like 85% of us live in like 4 states, right?
Right.
Them people in Scotland, South Dakota probably ain't seen a nigga other than on TV.
Right.
Right. Right. So their understanding of black people is far fetched.
Mm-hmm.
So they have
Right.
all of these things that bolster their racism. I'm not saying that
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving them a pass because of that. I'm just
Right.
looking to understand it.
Right. No,
None of this is
absolutely.
justifying it.
I get it because again, let me grant you a little bit of space because I actually believe I get what you're saying because what is that movie that the very first movie that was viewed in the White House? It was
The Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. Thank you. So that was the going theory of who black folks was, right? You know what I mean? Little dope smoking, cocaine using, super hypersexual, rapist, murderer, black folks that like chicken and watermelon, right? You know what I
A
mean?
lot of that
So,
is me. I'm just not a rapist or a murderer, but the rest of that, I'm pretty much all of that other shit. So
right,
you would have
no,
judged me right for the rest of that.
right. And so
I
the
couldn't even
thing,
hold you.
and so I get what you're saying when you say, well, I want to know, I want to ask them. Now I've asked a lot of people these same questions. A lot of people don't realize this. That when I was in high school, right before I did my first bid, I was actually living in a place called Spokane, Washington, which is about 20 miles away from a place called Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is about 2-3 miles away from a place called Hayden Lake. Now, if anybody understands or knows where Hayden Lake is, Hayden Lake was the headquarters of the headquarters of the Aryan Brotherhood. Okay,
Okay.
and so I actually was locked up over there where they was quite literally being like, I can't wait till the lights go off, nigga, because I'm gonna skin you alive and fuck your nigga ass, and shit like that. Like literally. You know what I
Oh.
mean? Y'all think I'm playing. I'm not.
No, I
And
don't
I'm
think you're
not
playing at all.
blowing it up. And so every year they would have this big old parade. It was their KKK parade. And so everybody would show up and then they would walk right down Coeur d'Alene, right down through the downtown, through the strip, and then walk all the way to the Coeur d'Alene Lake. And then from there, they would do all their Hail Hitler and all that fucking shit and these, people and blah, 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 right? And we would have those kind of conversations. Well, why do you believe this and why do you believe that, right? And so I get where you're coming from. I've just progressed past that point where I no longer need to ask you why. You know what I mean? Actually, the sundown town was actually a little bit north in Sandpoint, Idaho. And in Sandpoint, Idaho, they literally had a sign out that said "niggers out past dark" are niggers that don't make it don't make it till morning. Literally, it was a big sign. They actually
All right,
just
go up
took
there
it
and
down.
take a nap on that sign. Just shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
So
Piss on that sign.
so I've had those same conversations as you because I was actually really, really interested. You know what I mean? I really want to know why do you think this shit? You know what I mean? And I got a lot of really honest answers. I got a couple answers that were just like yours. You can't trust them all. You got to get to know them, right? But I got a lot of answers of because we are better. And they sincerely believe that
While that is a
idea.
belief, that is not an
Yeah.
answer. That is a response. That is not an answer.
Well,
Right.
yeah. Okay. I'll give you that.
Right.
Go ahead.
You make an assertion. You have responded to what I asked you, but you just can't make an assertion. I asked a question, which is why, which means you have to give me some supporting facts. You get
Right.
what I'm saying?
And what they would do is they would do the same old shit that they even do now, which is, well, we're better than you. Why? Okay, because we built this and we built that and we progressed this and we progressed that. It was all those classic statements. You see what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
Black
yeah.
people
And see,
nowadays
those are
even
people
use
who have
those
been
same talking
indoctrinated.
points on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
people who've been indoctrinated with a whole bunch of
Mm-hmm.
apologetics, right? Like, but if we're really okay, here's what I'm saying. If I ever have any children, God, but let's say 1,000 years from now, our 33rd great grandchildren, unless we want them to still be having this conversation, at some point I've got to progress the needle forward. Unless I'm saying, hey, this is just what it's gonna be for the rest of eternity until we kill each other with global warming or kill each other physically, then I've got to be the type to push the needle forward. And the only way I can understand to push the needle forward is to understand the epistemology. Right. In other words, I need to know how you came to believe what it is you believe, because this is just a belief system. Racism is just as much of a religion as Christianity.
Absolutely.
As a matter of fact, I won't even do that. But this is just a belief
system.
It. Right?
Do it.
You can do it.
Do it.
Well, I mean, I think that Christianity promotes racism.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Christianity and racism go hand in hand.
Because I'm going to jump on that one. I'm jumping. Go ahead. Exactly. Go ahead, Sebastian.
I really believe that they are one and the same. But the what I'm saying is that in order to deal with rational minded people, there are some really good. No, let me not. That sounds like I'm being nice. There are some people with hope in them that just do not literally have not heard the good news of reality. Right now, there's some folk, and there's some folk that's going to be hard deniers of that reality because they are so indoctrinated that they just really, really believe that this is the way life is. But there's some folk out there that just literally do not fucking know. Right. So they have a belief system that is a positive assertion that white people are better than black people, because they do, like, as we talk about critical race theory down in Texas. Bro, if imagine growing up in a place where people won't even teach you how vile this history is. So all you ever see or hear is, oh, black people are just criminal. We don't know why they're that way. They just are. We don't know why they're so poor. They don't work hard. We don't know why they can't get jobs. They just aren't applying themselves. You get what I'm saying? So if they understood, oh man, this was redline and this was this was that, they start to then become more aware, more quote unquote conscious. They become more aware of their surroundings. I get you when you say they're systematically racist, but in order to break a system, you have to understand how the system upholds itself. Because the system is not upholding itself. Again, I make more money than most people in America, period. Fuck if they black or white. So I work. Point being, the systematic part is how they prop themselves up. But if you beat the system, right? If you beat the system, then now you got to talk to me based on just the race itself.
Right.
Tell me, the hardworking, smart black man, tell me how you better than me.
And I don't mean to be laughing. Shatira said, who wrote the sequelic?
This is a whole soliloquy, bro.
That is a whole damn report right there. So I'm gonna agree with you. Right. And the thing is let me ask you this. Do you think that collectively, not as a group, right? Collectively as a group, not as individuals, do you think that it is more likely, right, that white folks deny the truth, or do you think they just don't want to know the truth?
I'm gonna give you a mix of both. Right?
Okay.
There are some people who are blatantly in denial. Right. I keep looking at this like religion, and because to me they go hand in hand. Right. There are some people who literally do not know the facts. Right. There are some people that are aware of the facts and have developed apologetics against it.
Right.
Right. But so there are some deceivers, and there are some that have been deceived.
Okay. All right. And so I actually agree with you. I actually believe that religion is one of the very first vestiges of the very, like, one of the first building blocks of racism. Because right off the bat in the Bible, what it does is it tells you there's good ones and there's bad ones. Right. And so what they try to do is they try to say, well, we're the good ones. And because they don't believe that they're the bad ones. Right.
So by ethnicity, they deserve slaughter and hell and what? Just based on ethnicity.
Right. That no other reason. I mean, look at the Mormon Bible. The Mormon Bible tells us right off the bat, it'll tell you straight up that black people do not ever go to heaven because they didn't pick a side, right? Between the war between, God and the devil. And they didn't pick a side. They just stayed out of it. They were like Sweden, right? And so that's what we get in a lot of cases. And I'm sure he'll be right back. He's going to come right back. I'm sure of it. So the thing is with religion, I think it's a very true statement when he says that a lot of racism, it comes directly from that book, and we can point that out because we can see how black folks is treated in the book, how at the end of the day you can see that God okayed slavery, and not only did he okay slavery, but Jesus doubled down on it. You know what I mean?
And that's why Christians are always, it's always a Christian. It is always a Christian that supports the slave trade. Oh, there's nothing wrong with slavery. There's nothing wrong with slavery. Okay, then cool.
Yeah.
Okay, then cool. Think about that when I have you on a leash.
Right. So this is a really big issue, I think, and I think it's a very, very important issue. And just in case anybody does not know, real quick, if you disagree or agree with any of us on this panel, you are more than welcome to call in, okay, on the call-in number 702-909-1422. Again, that's 702-909-1422. You're more than welcome to call if you want to call in and give your perspective, but make sure you know what you want to say it quick, wrap it the fuck up, and we will talk about it. All right.
Hey, let me just throw one more quick little plug. Hey, y'all subscribe to me. I'm new to this platform. I hate to beg for subscribers, but hit that subscribe button for me one time. I appreciate such. I don't know how to put my
that's Sebastian Cole with a K.
Yeah, that's right.
Sebastian Cole.
And do not worry about it. Sebastian is brand new on here. Hopefully, Haps will get their shit together, and hopefully Sebastian will enjoy it. He'll come on, he'll bring on some really good content, because regardless on shit, Sebastian has fucking awesome content. And again, I also, since we're out here, we're doing it, please go pick up his last album, Numb, Sebastian Cole, Numb. Go check it out. Go check it out on YouTube. You like good R&B, you're going to find it with my guy right here, Sebastian Cole.
Yeah, all right. To everybody that follows Blacklight Revelations 2 on YouTube, I shared the video from Reality Check Virtual Radio, and I tagged Sebastian Cole in that community post. So make sure, if you don't follow Sebastian Cole, you go over there, click where it's tagged at, and follow him. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know the only reason I mess with Haps is because of Izzy. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I wouldn't be messing with Haps. You know what I'm saying? But it's Haps. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta meet people halfway in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm meeting my man right here on Haps. You know what I'm saying?
So before we move on to the next subject, I actually wanted to. Drunken Monk actually made a statement. He said, "I doubt a system that this broken will get better based on historic precedents." And I want to ask you the same thing, Sebastian and Rob, please. What do you guys think? Because it took 400 plus years, 250 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow. You know what I mean?
What I think is the system's not broken at all. I think that the system is only breaking for white people. I don't think that the system, the way that it was supposed to be, is broken at all. If you look at what the original founding fathers came to the country to set up, how they wrote the Constitution, all of the laws that were across all 50 states, the only thing that is breaking is the breakdown in being allowed to subjugate black people. The system wasn't set up for us. We're not from Europe. You know what I mean? We're not descendants of the colonies. We're none of that. The system wasn't set up as an emergency plan for us. It was set up for an emergency plan of the descendants of the founding fathers and people who look like them. So for me, for you, for Sebastian, for most of the people in our chat, the system wasn't created to do anything to us other than allow us to work until death to support this nonsensical system of illegitimacy. Now, as far as for other people, yeah, it's breaking down for them because now you have people who look like us getting justice. See, anytime anything goes right for us, that's a system breakdown because stuff's not supposed to go right for us unless it favors the people who are directly meant to benefit. So I don't think I think that, yeah, the system is breaking down, but not in the way that most people think that the system is breaking down. The system is breaking down where white people are somewhat starting to have fragmented power instead of absolute power. I don't think that the system was ever meant for us. So it's kind of an erroneous thing to say, you know, the system is fixed or the system is working, because it's not. I mean, look at Amber Geiger and Botham Jean. She got 10 years for killing him. You know what I'm saying? The system's clearly not meant to give justice to Botham Jean. It's meant to give an easy sentence to Amber Geiger because she didn't kill somebody who was actually worth giving a sentence to. You know what I'm saying?
Well, absolutely. And the thing is my I also want to know, do you think that it's going to take 400 years to dismantle this, or do you think it's going to be a shorter amount of time? And this is for both of y'all.
Okay, let me say this. I hate to predict the future, but I'm going to say this, and I'm gonna use a past reference to get me here.
Okay.
It was for 2,000 years, well, about 1,800 years, actually longer than that. Let me say 4,000 years, really. We believe the Earth to be this flat disk with a crystalline dome over it.
Right.
Right. And then Galileo came and told us, that might not be right.
Right.
Not only is it not a flat disk with a crystalline globe, but it's not the center of the universe.
Right.
And they put him in jail for that. Right. Because that challenged something that people wanted to believe about themselves. Right. Geocentrism is about human exceptionalism. Right. It's not about whether or not, it's about if we're the most important things, and specifically if Europeans are the most important thing.
Right.
Right. That God focused his love on the European.
Right.
There was a man who came and challenged that. And try as though they might, and that took hundreds of years to really for us to accept. Eventually that came to be the pervading knowledge in the culture.
Right.
I don't believe that racism is going to be over tomorrow. I believe the vestiges of racism may be around for hundreds of years to come, the vestiges of it. But I do believe that with the advent of things like the internet, and people being able to tune in and hear educated, good intended, great hearted Black men talk through things, that you're really opening up some eyes for some people.
Right.
And you know, evolution talks about population, like the occurrence of a thing in a population. So the more occurrences of this we can make happen, the faster it evolves. I'm not saying that tomorrow you're going to wake up and live in a non-racist world.
Right.
I'm saying that things like this, again, help push the needle.
Right.
And at some point, your children will look back at this time like we looked at the Dark Ages.
Right.
Right. We look at the Dark Ages like, oh my God, they couldn't fucking read. Right? Like, people couldn't fucking read. That's crazy. Right. But at the time, it was the norm. They, you know, that was the way life was supposed to be. And if you had asked them at that point, do you think there'll ever be a time where most people can read? They would have said, hell no. That's for rich people and people in the church.
Right.
Right. But humanity pushes forward. That's my belief in humanity. Humanity pushes forward. And if I don't believe that humanity pushes forward, then I'm gonna stop talking about this altogether. Because my whole point in talking about this is to continue to push us forward.
That's right.
If I didn't believe I could change this, I wouldn't talk about it at all.
Right. Right. Yeah. See, and I get that. I think that's a great perspective to have. I just don't know. Like, me personally, I'm just kind of like at some point, there has to be a point where you can't play dumb anymore. Right.
Well, what about us playing dumb? What about us?
Well, again, us playing dumb is a form, in my opinion, is a form of acquiescence in order to try to live the best life that you possibly can inside this system that does not work for you. So they're trying to gain an advantage in the system that's not truly meant for you, right? And we call that cooning. We call that, in a lot of cases, because in a lot of cases it really is. In some cases it's not. You know what I mean? And so the thing is I would hope that it changes. But I'm going to be honest.
Hold on, let me ask you a quick question. There was another story we wanted to talk about, and
Yeah.
I don't mean to switch gears, but I think this brings up a good point. You know the story we were going to talk about the city councilman in Tarrant, Alabama?
Yeah, I got it ready. I got it ready to go up to.
All right. Let me tell you why I think that's so important here. Like the basis of the conversation is a city councilman in Tarrant, Alabama, which is literally a suburb of Birmingham, where I'm from, said, "Oh, we got a house nigga in here."
Yep.
Right. Okay. And you can watch the video.
We're about to watch the video. Yeah, we gonna watch
about how culture evolves, and I want you to play the video. But let me talk about how there was a time that was so common we wouldn't even know about it. One, because you couldn't be in the city council meeting. Two, because you couldn't be on the city council. Three, because if it had been said, it wouldn't have been news. Four, because if it had been said, it wouldn't be shit you can do about it. Right? Okay. So the fact that we are even able to get to a place where we can say that's wrong, he should be censored, he should be put off the city council, that in and of itself proves to me that we're going somewhere.
And I don't deny that. No, by no stretch of imagination. And I don't mean to cut you off, Rob, but I gotta say this.
No, go ahead.
I don't deny what you're saying.
Yes.
At all. There are things that we can sit here and we can say, okay, yeah, it's clearly changing because before blase, just like you were saying. But the question is how much longer do we have to put up with it? And why should we continue to have to put up with it? And why are we forced to walk so slow they keep on doing this shit? Like
evolution is a slow process, man. It's a slow process.
But right? Do you think? But let me ask you this: do you think racism evolves?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then, if we're evolving and racism also evolves, then when the fuck does this get turned off? When does this stop?
Evolution never stops, and it is a slow and grueling process. Again, okay. You have to think about how long it took to get to what it is. Racism didn't just start one day and it was like, oh, the most powerful people in the world are racist. That's not how it started, right? It starts with tribalism and familyism and it builds itself up to racism, right? Because we have more power as a social group if we're all white together. A bunch of dumb shit built on a bunch of other dumb shit. Right. Then you start making pseudosciences out of it. And it is at the point that eugenics found its crack. That was probably one of the biggest turning points in history as far as race relations are concerned. Once a scientist stood up to eugenics and said, this is fake science. Because up until that point, again, when you're dealing in a presupposition, an assumption, you build up all your information based on that assumption, and you get to this one point, and it hits its peak. Really, I think eugenics is peak racism, even more peak racism than slavery, because if they had the teachers of eugenics were going to not just put us to work, but allow them to continue to what's the word? Experiment on us. And the point being, once some scientist stood up and said, "No, this is not real. This isn't fake. I cannot say this." Right? This is the change of a mind. Now that started at one person. So now we're going from a world of people thinking one thing to somebody putting a stop to it. That's got to trickle its way all the way back down to a world of people. That takes a long time.
Right.
It took a long time for it to get there. It's going to take a long time to reverse it. I'm not saying that to say give the people a pass, not by any means. Again, that's why I have to keep bringing it up, because if I don't bring it up, I'm making it last longer. If I don't tell you, hey, that's fucking dumb, then I'm letting it continue even longer.
Right.
But if I didn't think I was making a difference, then this conversation is moot. We have no point in having this conversation if we don't think that what we're doing can make a difference.
Right.
It's got to make a difference. Your life matters, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Rationalizing with people that are irrational in an irrational system is not going to make a difference.
It's
It
got
hasn't
to.
made a
To.
difference. No, it doesn't. It hasn't made a difference.
It's made a difference so far. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation. It's made at least this much of a difference.
We should
So
be able
in order to be intellectually honest, we have to say the needle has moved. Now, based upon everybody's personal thought, how far that needle has moved is, I think, a matter of opinion, right?
Matter of opinion, yeah.
But I do agree that the needle has moved. My question
hasn't moved
is
far enough, though.
nowhere near far enough.
Right.
And I think that's where my issue comes in, because we're supposed to be in the 21st century, and with all the advances, I mean, my God, we're making cars that fly now. We're making motorcycles that fly now, damn it.
Yeah.
And we haven't even figured out how to end racism, but we can fucking make flying motorcycles.
We're not doing that.
Go to space
We're not making cars that fly. The people who are racist are making cars that fly. We're understanding that it's not okay to be racist, not making cars that fly. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is we are making cars that fly. I mean, we're doing it. We're putting in work on that technology.
Yeah, we're engineers doing that.
We're doing that.
Scientists figuring that out.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it, but who went to space today and who got a little, you get a little trickle down 100 million.
Right.
If you call a trickle down 100 million again a little thing, I'm gonna fight you. 100 million.
Yeah. I mean, are you familiar? Yeah, no, it is, because there's a such thing as scale, and on a scale of how much money Jeff Bezos has, that's a lot.
Yes.
And then the thing is that we're talking about Van Jones, who already had a net worth of $6 million, and this dude was actually a lawyer and a political pundit, and he wrote many political policies for the Obama administration, for the Bush administration. I mean, this dude for the Trump administration. This is somebody who's not he's not in our realm of finances. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I mean, he in
100
my finances. I'm worth about $6 million myself. And if somebody gave me $100 million, there's no way you could tell me that's a little thing. He increased that man's net worth by almost 20 times.
Now, but the question is what's that man gonna do with that 100 million?
That ain't my business. Whatever that man do with it is his business. But I'm
okay. It's not though, but because Jeff Bezos put stipulations on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well,
whatever he do with it is between him and Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
I'm saying you give me $100 million fund, and I'm gonna say thank you.
Well, let me push back on that. You're gonna say thank you, but what else is you gonna do?
I mean, I do the same thing I always do. I'm a self-made millionaire, and I have put people to work. I got farms, I got restaurants, I got businesses. I do everything I can to give back to the people that I love, and you know what I'm saying. But
right, and that's the point. What do you think Van Jones is going to do with that, though?
I don't know Van Jones.
I think and that's the problem. And I think sometimes, and don't get me wrong, I'm not about pocket watching. I'm really not. You know what I mean? But I do feel like at some point, the people, the successful people, and again, I'm not speaking on you, Sebastian, because I know exactly what you're doing, right? I've seen it personally, right? So the thing is at some point there has to be a little bit of responsibility on well-to-do Black folks, and for them to reinvest in us, and that's what's going to help, because at the end of the day, we're in a capitalist system. So the only way that we're going to get out of the situation in which we're in, and in a major progressive way, is with capital. And the only people that have capital is brothers that have money.
Yeah.
So
I agree with this. Now, okay. So here's the thing. Again, I use the term evolution a lot, but there's a reason for it. Mm-hmm. If one Black man comes up 100 million, mm-hmm. let's say that there are. Let me just guess. Let's say that there are 100 Black men in America mm-hmm. who have access to $100 million. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, while 100 Black men can have access to $100 million, which would give us about $1 billion or so, or is that $10 billion? I can't count, but okay. What do you do with that money? Right. Well, you start with things in your neighborhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go and you start a business here, you start a business there, you make a foundation here, you make a foundation there. There are a lot of people on the planet that have no clue as to what I've done with the money I've made.
Right.
Doesn't mean I haven't done my absolute dead level best with it.
Right.
Right. Okay. And in order for you to know everything I've done with the money I made, you got to check my Cash App.
Right.
You got to check my Venmo.
Right.
Because a lot of the stuff I've done is not in LLC form. It's not in C Corp form or S Corp form.
It's in personal form.
It's personal.
Right.
It's the paying the light bills. It's the it's the making sure you get a new tire. It's the my baby ain't got no school clothes. It's the okay, all right. But and of course I'm not gonna come on here and say, well, shit, I bought school clothes. That ain't what that's about. But at the same time, if somebody doesn't know that about me, then they say, oh, what he doing? He just forgot. That's not true.
Right.
And because I don't want anybody to say that about me, I can't let you just throw that out there about anybody because I don't know Van Jones. I do not know that man personally.
No, I
don't
ain't
know
mad
what
at
he
that.
bought and hadn't bought.
Right. I ain't mad at that. And while we talk about it, yeah, my Cash App is up here. Reality Check VR2. Make it work.
My man said make it work.
Make it work. All right. Reality Check VR2.
Absolutely.
Make it work. All right.
When I told you can find me on all social media as Sebastian Cole, I meant all social media, including Cash App.
Including Cash App. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So let's do this real quick. Let's watch that video that we were just talking about. Okay. And again, I'm going to give all credit to Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Richie on YouTube. Please go check him out. I love this brother. Well, as of right now, I'm not going to hold, I'm still holding judgment because at any time,
you can drop that nigga.
All right. At any time, this nigga might switch up a little bit, and I might.
He said some questionable stuff, man.
Right.
He said,
but,
you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, he be doing what he's supposed to do.
Right. And so I'm going to give him big ups. So go check out Dr. Richie on YouTube. Let's watch this video real quick. Hopefully, I think I got this all figured out, and hopefully it'll play like it's supposed to. So check this out real quick.
Okay.
Now they have passed a bill 18-4 in the Texas Senate to stop teachers from.
Oops, wrong one. But we'll listen to this one.
It was working.
Yeah, it was working. So we'll watch this anyway because they're both kind of the same. So let's talk about this too. Watch this.
Okay.
Being required to teach the KKK are morally wrong. That's right. Republicans in Texas, they want to make sure that teachers are not required to teach that the Ku Klux Klans are immoral in their position. Isn't that interesting? Now, I told you this before. All of this critical race theory talk was not about critical race theory. It was actually about stopping the teaching, the true historical teaching of race and racism in the United States of America. And Texas is the first state bold enough to tell you exactly.
I thought it would play. I thought it would really go through. But you guys get the gist. The gist is Texas just passed a bill that basically said you cannot say that the KKK or any of these other things were morally objectionable or wrong, right?
Okay.
And they're kind of doing this about history all along the class because they're also talking about that they are not going to be required to teach about Martin Luther King, Sojourner Truth. They're not the westward expansion. All these different things that is very, very, very fundamental in understanding how racism was built in this country, right? And so this is a really big deal, and it's based upon this idea that CRT is actually a bad subject and it's not for people to learn, and it's indoctrination and a whole bunch of other bullshit, which we already know it's not, right?
You know what I gotta say about that?
Go ahead.
Black people better learn to start smelling blood and taking bites out of raw meat and lay off the fruits and vegetables, or else next time people see us on a public display, it'd be a natural history museum.
let me speak to Texas in particular.
Okay.
You got you. Texas is a. How do I want to say this?
No,
Texas is
say it.
a case,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially in their education. Texas is a
Mm-hmm.
case because Texas, they were one of the leading states in the intelligent design fiasco.
Right.
I can't remember the name of the exact case, but where they were trying to preach, they were trying to teach intelligent design in
Mm-hmm.
science classes.
Right.
Texas is a special place as far as their politics are concerned. And there's some states that follow Texas because Texas has the population, the size, and the income. So places like Alabama tend to copy what they see Texas do, right?
Right.
And basically they all get together and then they'll run it up the wall to the Supreme Court and see if the Supreme Court will take it, right? They
Right.
get but they let Texas be I like to call them the race rabbit. You ever been on the road and somebody come through speeding and you like, I'm gonna follow him, right?
Yeah.
He gonna get caught first, yeah.
You're right.
So Texas is the race rabbit in a lot of these cases. Texas, I mean, their politics is abysmal to say the least. But they will always be first and foremost. They also banned, if you go look at the Republican platform for Texas in 2016 or 2018, they banned teaching critical thinking in school.
Yeah,
not even
they
critical
did.
race theory.
That's
just
right.
Teaching critical thinking,
right,
because they did not want their students to not be Christian. Okay, so this Texas is a special place. Not saying that the rest of the nation won't follow them. I'm saying that they are the flagship for this type of stupidity.
Right.
In Texas, they have a certain whitewashing of all things, that there are some places in America that will never fall victim to that. Just not gonna do it. Texas been talking about seceding from America for the last 20 years. Like, this is Texas we talking about. Okay, Texas is a special breed. They are run by religious wingnuts. It's like their educational system is. Just trust me, Texas is a special place. And so yeah, they fear critical race because they fear all fact. They literally want to teach the theory of evolution next to the theory of intelligent design. They want that to be a debate in school.
Right.
This is Texas we talking about, right? So when you look at a place like that, you know, okay, their politics, but even their politics is changing.
Right.
Because people are moving into Texas because they can make some money there. One of the reasons that they so strong on keeping immigration down is like these people are counting. They're counting numbers. They know that if I move more black and brown people into this place, they're going to get political power. Like, they're going to vote me out. I'm going to lose this bastion that is Texas for white power and white pride.
So knowing that, counting. So my question is, knowing that, what are we gonna do about it?
First, get your ass up and vote. First, vote, right?
For who?
Vote for whoever speaks that to you. So whoever's trying to stop that from happening, that thing, that particular. Now, will you ever find a politician that's gonna speak your heart and mind? No, not until you run. Not until you run. Right. If you can't find a politician that's speaking for you, then get your ass up and speak for yourself.
And then what? And then what's next after the voting?
Well, then you run. That's piece number 2, right? Because keep in mind, these people who are in office right now are people that people voted for, so they're speaking the hearts and mind of the winning vote. Okay, that's issue 1. This is a policy thing. The only way to stop policy is to vote. And unless you're saying, let's detach and become our own nation, and if y'all got the finances to do that, then I'd love to see that happen. But as long as we live here, I refuse to let a motherfucker pass a law like that on me.
Let me ask you a question.
Like that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think black folks should create their own political party?
No.
Why not?
I think you should take over the political party that's there. That's what these right-wing creationist people have done to the Republican Party. They took over the party that was there.
Really? So you just think that we should just but what is a party that we could take over, being that we're now the 3rd largest population group in the country behind Latinos and white folks?
Okay, let's talk about how a very small group of people took over what we call the Republican Party.
Okay.
The masses in the Republican Party were not these staunch right-wing wing nuts. They were just people with money who didn't want to pay taxes.
Okay.
That was the mass of the Republican Party. It was just people with money that didn't want to pay taxes. They wanted low taxes and they wanted you to suffer and die because you're poor.
Right.
But they had one thing in their infrastructure that wing nuts could attach to, and that was they were anti-abortion. And they used that one particular piece to galvanize churches and galvanize groups to get together. And once they galvanized under anti-abortion, they could start preaching all that other shit. Right.
So you think what we should you think we should find one thing that we can galvanize a whole bunch of people to, and then take it over? Then
yes.
What do you think would be a good one subject that we can get people to galvanize on? Like
Minimum
in your
wage.
opinion? Okay.
Minimum wage. It's a bunch of poor people. What I liked about Fred Hampton was Fred Hampton, while he was very much a pro-African, pro-black man, he understood the need for the Rainbow Coalition. He understood that being poor affected more people than just being black. And in order to talk politics, you got to talk numbers. Right? And being poor affects more people than being black. Now, it's some poor white people that's always going to stick with being white. But it's some poor white people that will vote with me because I'm broke.
Right.
What other political organization, like what other caucus, like the Asian caucus doesn't have any black interest in mind. They only deal with Asian stuff. The Latino caucus only deals with Latino stuff. I don't understand why people have such a discomfort or, some kind of reservation about any political initiative being completely forward black.
Hold on. Wait. That's not what I said.
No, I know it's not. I know that's not what you said. But what you did say was that there was all of these other issues that have to do with a diverse integration of issues.
Right.
We're talking about specifically
black issues.
No, that's not true. The Black Caucus doesn't. They don't.
What are you talking? Yeah,
the Black Caucus is for everybody. They don't only deal with black issues. If you go to the Black Caucus's website, to their homepage, to their about page, to their mission and vision statement, they don't only deal with black issues.
The way you
Caucus
feel
and Latino caucus only deal with Asian and Latinos. We're the only caucus that deals with everybody else's issues. And as a matter of fact, Jim Clyburn just got exposed for his 10-20-30 plan that does absolutely nothing for black people. And
right now, that's the thing. That's the thing that I wanted to bring up, because at the end of the day, do you really honestly believe that the Congressional Black Caucus has black folks as the people that they're really out there trying to protect? Because I don't see it.
Okay, let me talk through this. All right, we got to discuss what's a black issue.
Okay.
Give me a black issue.
Economics.
No.
The black-white wealth gap. The black-white wealth gap.
That only affects, and we're gonna talk economics, then that's a bigger issue than just.
We're talking the black-white wealth gap. The black-white wealth gap.
Great. Okay, I'll take that. The black-white. How do you fix the black-white wealth gap?
Reparations and more access to funding.
Okay.
So
what
loans
is a reparation?
And reparation is payback for free labor, and also based upon the interest, but the recovery of a terrorism that's been put upon black folks throughout time. Great. So war crimes.
Wait. One more question. Who do you pay that out to?
Foundational Black Americans.
Okay. What makes you a foundational Black American?
Your family was enslaved. So basically, you can pretty much count this in. Black folks that was here before 1965, from 1865 to 1965.
Okay, so if I like my mixed grandbaby, that count?
Does your mixed grandbaby?
Yeah, the white lady who said I got a mixed grandbaby, does that count? Does she count?
I would say that
grandbaby mixed with foundational Black American.
Yeah, I would.
Just because you say somebody's mixed, that doesn't mean anything. Like I have mixed kids too, but my mixed kids aren't black and white though. You know what I mean? Like the thing is,
about that.
But this is the thing though. Like, see, this is where it gets to where when you talk about specifically black issues, where left talking points start to sound exactly like right wing talking points.
This is the talking point. This is a question. Does that mixed black and white baby get a check?
If they're foundational Black American, why wouldn't they? This is what I don't understand.
So wait. Does the white woman who has a black great grandfather get a check?
It would be based on a formula based on how much DNA, genetics.
I would have to say if you literally have a ancestor who was quite literally a slave, and you're a descendant of a slave, then yes.
Yeah, I mean,
why
I don't
not?
understand. Wait a minute. Hold on. I don't understand why all of a sudden, when it comes to this kind of thing, we can't do weighted average math. Like
No,
this
we
isn't
can't. No.
Okay, so then let me finish. This isn't difficult. So like if there's a white lady and she has a grandparent, then easily we can do a 23andMe and see exactly how much European versus how much African, indigenous, or whatever it is that makes up her foundational Black American makeup. So whatever that would be, whatever that percentage would be, if she's looking like a white woman, then more than likely it would be less than 50%. Then we would apply that 50% to the amount of standardized check for somebody who was 100% Black. I mean, this is literally what they teach us in algebra.
I'm not mad with this at all. I just want to understand how you again, it's about politics, because a black caucus can't pass that, right? So we got to make this into what we can actually pass, right? So
Black people, the crimes, hate crimes against Black people are up 30%, and AAPI people have gotten a hate crime bill.
Bro, have you seen the hate crime bill? That hate crime bill, all it says is we don't like crimes against Asian people, and we're gonna make sure the cops.
No, wait. It does. It does. I will give you that. Hold on. Let me, because this one I gotta tackle. You're right. That's what it says. But the fact of the matter is, what they're doing is they're now weaponizing that anti-APPI hate crime bill, and they're actually designating it, and more Black folks are actually being charged with hate crimes than ever fucking before.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that hate crime bill it had no teeth. We talk about the hate crime bill like that really did something. That hate crime bill really was just to say charge people with hate crimes. Like,
and what people are getting charged with hate crimes.
That's the teeth. That's the most. And that's the most important part of it, because you're saying, well, it didn't really have no teeth, but it did, because after it.
If you go back and look at the crimes, the hate crimes spike over the last 3 years, they were hate crimes against Black folk. There were more white people charged with hate crimes against Black folk in the last 3 years than ever.
Right, and you're right, absolutely. But they're not getting the time. They're not actually getting the convictions on these crimes.
Now we got to talk about the judicial system. That's completely different than what the law is. The Congress is not the judge.
The judicial system interprets the law. The legislative branch writes the law. The judicial branch interprets it. So that means that. Well, wait a minute. That means that the judicial branch is the final. That they're the final go through. The legislative branch writes it, and the judicial branch interprets it. So it's the judicial branch's interpretation. No. It's the judicial branch's interpretation of the law that stops Black people from getting justice.
This is why I say you got to vote.
Well, the thing is, we didn't vote. I don't know. I don't remember ever getting the option to vote on the APPI anti-hate bill.
I'm talking about the judges. The APPI.
Oh well, I get that one.
87% of Black people voted for Joe Biden. Joe Biden hasn't
presidential elections.
Okay, but what I'm talking about,
he's talking about local elections. Okay, so he's talking about DAs, judges.
I get it, but we live in a country where there's a duality between the local and federal, and I understand that. And if you don't know what's going on in your locality, then you have no business worrying about the rest of the country. You need to be dealing with your locality. However, we need to understand how all of these institutions work. The institution of presidency means that the president installs the Supreme Court justices, which at some point local courts can bump stuff up to the appellate court, then it can go to the circuit court, then it can go to the Supreme Court, which is one of the reasons why the conservatives wanted to get Trump in there so much, because the last thing that he did was to line the Supreme Courts. So the thing is that the Supreme Court is the end of ruling when it comes to interpretation of the law. And when it comes to the interpretation of the law, every single law in this country is always interpreted in a warped way where it looks unfavorably towards Black people, regardless of if it's administrative.
And that's the judicial law.
Wait. Go ahead. You made a huge jump from local law to the Supreme Court.
No, I didn't. I said local law can go to there's court of common pleas. No, stop, because I didn't make a jump, and I'm going to clarify. You said I made a jump. I didn't, and I'm going to clarify. I'm going to repeat what I said. I said when it comes to the local court, there's local. Then it goes to court of common pleas. Then it can go to appellate court. Then it can go to circuit court, and then it can go to the Supreme Court. So there's no jump there. I gave the cascade of how it gets all the way up to the circuit court.
I didn't say you didn't show the law, the list of command or the chain of command, right? I'm saying the jump between. So in other words, in order to even get a legitimate appeal, it has to be granted. Appeal has to be granted. The first appeal has to be granted in the appellate court. The appellate court doesn't have to take your case. They don't have to seat you at all. Right. Okay. Right. Once the appellate court has taken it, like these all have to be set in a court. So let me go back to why I'm saying that voting is important. Or else we can say it's only really two options. You either fight like hell or go to hell. Or stay in hell, right? You either gonna fight like hell, use every instrument around you to do everything you can, or let's just say fuck it.
So that means that gun ownership. That means that gun ownership should be up then, right? Because those are instruments that are around us
everywhere, right? So you're gonna fight like hell, do everything in your power, and push the needle 1 centimeter. I don't care if it ain't but 1 centimeter. It's the centimeter you pushed it, or let's just say fuck it, and let white people have this shit.
Now I get that. I understand that logic. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think that logic works every single time, because every single good thing that black folk, and again, if you don't agree, that's cool, but every single time black folks push the needle, even a millimeter,
you get pushed back.
It either gets pushed back. No, I don't. I don't never quit because I'm black, my dude. Like at the end of the day, black folks ain't did nothing but fight. That's what we do. We warriors.
That's what the fuck we do.
You know what I mean? But the thing is every single time that we go off and we create something, every other group gets to take advantage of it, and we don't. You see what I'm saying?
Depends on what that something is. Okay, let's talk this through. For example, I am a proud 94% sub-Saharan African man. Okay.
Right.
You know how I know I'm 94% sub-Saharan West African? You know how I know that?
23
because I had my genetics run twice. Okay. That let me know where I came from, let me know who I was kin to. I am an Akan man from Ghana, and I'm from the Lulu tribe in Guinea-Bissau. Right? Okay. I know my mother's lineage and my father's lineage, but that's because I had to do something that most black folk would tell me never to do. I was going to talk to you about that too, Rob. You said, well, we could just go through and look at your DNA and find, you know how many black folk would tell you, I'm not giving my DNA to them. Look at me.
Well, then that's their problem.
Wait. What I'm saying is that if there is an opportunity to be had, this is what I was saying earlier. I'm either going to grab that opportunity and fight like hell with every chance available to me, or I'm going to sit and complain. I would much rather die swinging. That's me. That means I'm going to buy every gun I can. I'm going to buy every piece of property I can. I'm going to vote in every election I can. I'm going to go to every school board meeting I can. I'm going to build every business I can. I'm going to hire as many of my folk as I can. I'm going to do everything that comes my way.
Right.
And I don't care if that don't put, but in my hometown right now, I employ 53 black folk. I employ them. They families eat because I pay them.
Right.
I pay for their insurance.
Right.
Okay. Now, does that change Black America? Fuck no.
Well, I mean, a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's
that little bit helped though.
That little bit helps. And if you telling me that I ain't doing nothing, because I'm gonna have to tell you, no, bro. And if I can find 100 more folk like me, great. If I can find 1,000 more folk like me, great. I'm going to fight with every ounce of breath that is in my body to do, even if it's just a little. Right. I'm going to do that. I am not, if that means I got to vote a new judge in that particular seat, I need to understand it. I need a judge in that seat. So I'm going to go out and fight for a judge in that seat right there, because that's what I need. Right. And I'm not going to let anybody deter me from that. If I got to go vote at that school board meeting to make sure that they teach that thing, then I'm going to be there. And I'm not going to let anybody tell me, oh, the system, just fuck the system. Fuck the system, and anybody that believe in it, they're going to have to fight me. They got to fight me. They're not going to be able to just do it and let me complain about it. You're going to have to fight me about that.
But here's the thing. Let's be honest, though. Sebastian, you have a little bit more pull than the average. Let's just be honest, right? You know that. And it might not be a lot, right? But it's right, a little piece. Now, here's the thing: a lot of brothers out here are not thinking the same way as you, right? And that's one of the biggest problems. So, what we're talking about is we're dealing with a whole bunch of people who aren't really about this life, but they talk it, and so the biggest problem, that's what I was talking about before, where when these laws are passed, when we make even a millimeter amount of difference, it's the other groups who gain the most from it. It's not us.
Let's go back to let me go back and show you what I mean when I said you got to fight like hell. All right, if me and you, Izzy, let's say me and you was out and somebody came and hit you in the face. Right. God forbid, right? But somebody came and hit you in the face and knocked you down. Now I'm with you now. Me and you, we boys, we out together. Somebody stole on you, pop, knocked you down to the ground. Okay, right. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run back to my car. I'm gonna pop the trunk. I'm gonna reach in that trunk, grab my little Louis bag, and I'm gonna run to a CVS, and I'm gonna reach in my Louis bag, and I'm gonna pull out my wallet, and then I'm gonna run to the back, and then I'm gonna get a poster board and a marker. And then I'm gonna come to the front and pay for it. And then I'm gonna come back to the trunk of my car, close the trunk, put my poster board down, and write, "Stop hitting Izzy." And then I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna walk around the nigga that hit you, right? And I'm gonna say, "Stop hitting Izzy. Stop hitting Izzy." And he gonna wear your ass out. Boom, he wearing your ass out. And I'm gonna stop hitting Izzy. And then eventually he gonna stop hitting you, right? And then he gonna walk off. And I'm gonna look at you, Izzy, and I'm gonna say, "See what I did for you, Izzy? See what I did for you?
You did nothing."
Okay, all right, okay, all right. Here is what I mean.
You did nothing, though. Why, dude?
He stopped hitting you, though, didn't he?
So what? That could have been because he was tired, not because of you.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
First of all, let me make this very clear, though. Any nigga that's still on me is a dead motherfucker walking. Okay, go ahead.
That's why I made it completely hyper. That's why he knocked you down. I had to make it real bad, right? Okay. But the way for me to fight that fight is not to protest. Okay, that's not the way to fight.
Right.
Fight. Okay.
Right.
All right. Somebody hit you, Izzy. You with me? Oh, we not finna play the game, right?
Right.
We got to take that where it is. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But you got to have that mentality for every fight. If the fight is at the ballot, protest ain't gonna fix that. Punching niggas ain't gonna fix the ballot fight.
Right.
I got to be at the ballot. You got to fight me, right? If the fight is at the bank got to make that fight with me. You gonna have to fight me every fucking time they turn around. Guess who face and name they finna see? Mine. You know why? Because you gonna have to fucking fight me.
Right. Right.
That's the only way I know how to be. And you gonna have to fight me till I die. Like if a nigga hit me in my neighborhood, bro, this ain't over. Bro, this ain't nowhere near over, bro. Like every time you see me, we got a problem.
Right.
Every time. And I feel the same way with this shit. We get one step forward and then we let people understand the system better than us. We don't go and learn what the fuck just happened. What they just really do. How do I utilize that?
And how
do I get my hands on that?
And that is now that's where I agree with you, because you got to fight the fight where the fight's at, right? So I absolutely 100% with you. And I'm actually with you too when you say we lose that grip on the fight that we just put forward because we ain't going out there and we're not doing nothing with it. You know, other groups are taking advantage of it.
That's what I said. I just said that. I said black people got to learn how to start eating raw meat and smelling blood.
Right. And my question is this. Let's just, this is all opinion. Okay, let's put this out there. We're not going to say this is what it is. We're just going to.
You right, tactical retreat, by the way. I mean, you're right. But
part of
tactical. But go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So the thing is let's say we sit around here and we do all this fighting, right? And we get these moves, but now we have to take advantage of them. Now, here's the thing. What if we have somebody blocking the place where we're trying to take advantage of because we just opened that door up, but they're still blocking, so they opened up the door, but what they did was they put a security guard right in front of that goddamn door.
Okay. All right. Now, here's what we know about if it's everything we're gonna tell you about white people historically, is they're gonna add another layer.
Every time.
They're gonna
Every
add
single
another layer.
time.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Facts.
For this reason and this cause, I say the best thing to do is understand it. Right. Let me give you a good example. If let's say you, Izzy, or you, Robert, or one of your children or whatever, they needed a job, right? And they in high school or whatever, they just get out of high school and they just need something to make some money, right? And you say to them, well, you better hit the goddamn Indeed, or you better go to the classifieds, right? They hiring somewhere, you better go find them. That's one way to go look for a job. It's another thing to say, my boy Sebastian got a farm up here. Let me call him.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna call him. Now, not to necessarily guarantee that I got a job available. I might not have one. But if I got one available, guess who's getting it? Right? Okay. All right. There's always a layer until you become the layer. Okay? Okay. And the way to become the layer is like politicians don't have morals. They got bank accounts.
That's right.
Right? They don't care what we fight for. They care that they stay reelected.
Right.
So it becomes my job and duty to become a part of the financial system so that I can be, so they got to fight me. I keep saying it. They're gonna have to fight me.
Right.
And I mean that in every sense that is available.
That's right.
Until I become the layer. I want more people like you, Izzy, like my man Rob, like the people who watching this, to run for office.
That's right.
Because I need you to be the layer. I need you to be the person with the book in your hand that can make these decisions. Right?
Yeah.
I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. I have never had a non-white mayor.
That's
never
right.
in my life.
Right,
I'm 40 years old. I have never had a majority non-black city council. We are a black ass city. We like 74% black. But you know what's so weird about us being 74% black? We only own about 2.3% of the businesses.
Ooh.
So you know what that means in our political thriving? It gets cut short because big money comes in and does
That's
that
right.
thing.
That's right.
So what does that mean I got to do to fix that? I got to go make big money.
Right.
I know that. Right? And I'm not making big money just so I can, look at me, nigga, I'm making the money, nigga, I'm a millionaire, I got this, that. No. I'm making that money so that I can invite the mayor to come eat at my restaurant and we can have some conversations.
That's what I'm talking.
Right?
That's right.
Because I got to become the layer. I have to do that. So that when because it's either do that or complain.
Right.
I'm either gonna get up and fix it or cry. And
right.
where I come from, crybabies don't make it.
That's right. That's real shit. And and to be honest, just to add on to that real quick, the fact of the matter is we got a whole bunch of sissies coming up. So let's just be honest about that. But
bunch of them
anyway,
soft, man.
too damn soft. So it is what it is. And I actually feel you on it, and I agree with you. Would you like agree that, a lot of times, in a lot of cases, that we do a lot of damage to ourselves in our own fight, and I'm talking more of out of a political and a financial economical sense? Do we hurt ourselves more, or do you think that we are actually going out of our way to actually make this better?
Man, that's so nuanced because we is doing a lot of work there. Like
I know
we does a lot of work.
I know.
So let me say this. I believe that knowledge is power. Okay.
But correct knowledge, right?
Yes, correct knowledge is power.
There you go.
Only correct knowledge is applicable.
That's right.
Okay. Right. So I believe that correct knowledge, correct information is power. Huey P. Newton said, power is the ability to affect a phenomenon and cause it to behave in a desired manner.
Right.
Right. Okay. So if we want to affect a phenomenon and cause it to behave in a desired manner, we need to know the phenomenon. Okay. Our probably worst problem is that we do not know things.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We do not know things.
Right,
So,
right.
on the one hand, I can say, "Oh, we're not doing this, or we're doing this against our own interest, or whatever, whatever." But I honestly believe that this stems from us lacking the knowledge.
Let's just be honest. Let's just call it what it is. We're ignorant in a lot of situations.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And the way to fix that is literally to just grab a system by the horns
Right.
and know it.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, power is force over this. You're right. Right. I'm sorry, but I was using the Huey P. Newton definition. That's why I said Huey P. Newton said.
My guy, drunken monkey is always.
No, but you're right. You're right. It is force over distance. You're right. Or that could actually be called work too. But anyway, my point is to say that we do our best work when we come to really understand what we're trying to do.
Right.
I look at us like I got a baby sister. My baby sister's 17 years younger than me. Right. And so I was 17 years old. This little girl shows up in the world. Best gift my mama ever gave me. I appreciate her for that every day. Like that's my buddy right there. She taught me a lot about living. But I taught her a lot about living. And one of the things I taught her about living is praise. We don't cry around here. You're gonna have to communicate to me what you want. First thing, you're gonna have to talk to me, baby. We're not gonna cry around here. You're gonna have to talk to me and tell me what is it you want. Not that you can't have emotions, but even in your emotional time, my love, you're gonna have to tell me what I can do to help you. She learned to talk real quick, right? Because she recognized that talking got her the response that was necessary.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Closed mouths don't get. If you want a response, this is how you're gonna have to get it. So that's right. Classically trained to talk your problems out. Tell me what's going on. Okay. A lot of us, we don't. It's so much stuff that we want. Right, it's so many things that we got to fix, and a part of that is not our fault. I'm not blaming us for that. Right. But somebody has to focus and say, okay, I want to work on this.
Right.
This thing.
Right.
I'm going to specialize in that thing.
In this. Right.
And then people come help me. We're specializing in one thing. Now we might not be able to fix the housing issue over here or the educational system over there. We're just going to focus on this one thing.
Right.
Right. We're going to know this better than anybody. We're going to be the subject matter experts when it comes to this.
Right.
Right. We're just now starting to get academia to really recognize Black studies. I got a few friends of mine who are now PhDs in like Black studies. And so understanding Black psychology is becoming a part of academia now.
Right.
And again, academia policies, even if they fight them, policies start at the science. Right. We're basically going to have to get down to what do the numbers say? Right. So policy started the numbers. And I need blurs. I need Black nerds. I need Black lawyers. I need Black judges. I need Black cops. I need Black teachers. I have to push that we be in all the spaces because I need to see you at every level.
Right.
I need you to be making change at every level.
Every level possible.
Every level.
Right.
Right. From the science, from the beaker to the speaker of the house. Right. I need to see your face everywhere I look.
That's right.
Right. I can't just always see all your faces on Instagram. I need to see you more than just on a basketball team. But I want you on the basketball team. I'm not saying don't play ball. Right. But I need to see you on the field. I need to see you in the front office.
Right.
Right. I need to see you at the tax collector's office. I need to see you at the mayoral office. I need you to be in every field of human endeavor so that we get working understandings as to how this actually goes.
Wow.
Am I making sense?
You make total sense. Okay. Nah, and I can't be mad at that. Let me ask you something too. And I know this is a little controversial, but it needs to be talked about. Okay. So the fact of the matter is right now there's kind of a split in the Black community, right? You have your African immigrants, and you got your foundational Black Americans, right?
Okay.
Now the fact of the matter is, we have. You can ask as many questions as you want, Shatira. Just put it in the room or go ahead and call in. You already know what
Yo,
it
I
is.
want to thank everybody who subscribed to me so far, man. I am really appreciative of this.
Man, look, brother. I'm telling you something right now. I appreciate you coming on, and you know you're always welcome on my show at any
Yo, I
time.
really appreciate this, man.
Because this is what I'm talking about, and I've been
I got
telling
5,000
people.
subscribers out the rip, bro. Like, I was not expecting that. Like, yo, hey.
Look, so the thing is I need you to know. I want to know. Do you think that foundational Black Americans should be leading the charge in our equality, equity, our freedom, our true thriving in this country, and then immigrant Africans should be following that lead? Or do you think it's okay for them to kind of take the lead, as it seems to be going on right now in what we're talking about?
Let me say, leadership is an innate behavior sometimes, and sometimes it is learned. Okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I cannot be the leader in women's issues.
Right.
I can be an ally.
Mm-hmm.
I can be a supporter. I might even be a speaker. I cannot be the leader because I am destined to miss some of the nuance.
Right.
Right. I am destined to miss some of the nuance. Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
No matter how much I've read or tried to learn or whatever, I'm destined to miss some of the nuance. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My indigenous Black African immigrants are leaving a place where they are understood a certain way and moving into a completely different world. I sent my mama to Ghana a couple years ago. And when she got back, one of the first things she said was, that was the first time I didn't have to think about being Black.
Oh.
And that's a right. So imagine living in a place where you never thought about being Black.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you come to a place, it feels way more uncomfortable for you. So that's a thing, right? This is uncomfortable for me. Like, what the hell is this? Right. So that's a part and there's nothing I can do as a Black American to change that feeling for them.
You're right.
But there's also nothing they can do as an African immigrant to change what it is to grow up this way.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? So should we work together? Absolutely. But it's not about who leads who. It's about what do we have in common.
Okay.
We keep forgetting that human beings are a social species.
Absolutely.
Right? We are a social species. And as a social species, we have to learn to allow the reason that we got to evolve and get all this great technology is because we leaned on the experts. We allowed specialization. All of us didn't have to go hunt and gather. All of us didn't have to cook. All of us didn't have to fish. Some of us could paint. Some of us could work on language. Okay. So we allowed for specialization. I believe that we have to get back to that, or not get back to it. This still exists in our world, but utilize that system better. Right? Instead of everything being a versus, some things need to be an and.
And I get that. That makes sense. But let me push back just a tad bit. Okay. Lately, a brand new phenomenon, and Shatira, I'm going to ask that question right after we finish this. So I'm going to definitely check that out. Okay. Don't worry about it. I ain't going to forget about you. What we've been seeing lately is a lot of African immigrants coming over to this country, and they are actually going against what we're trying to do. Right?
Okay.
And so because of that, right, it's making the arguments, it's making everything harder for foundational Black folks to actually get anything done in this country. So what do you feel? How do you feel about that type situation? Because this is a situation that's really getting really, really big. It's really, really big.
Okay. let me see how I want to make sure I answer this very, very distinctly.
Right.
It would behoove me to know that just because we share a skin tone doesn't mean that we have the same politic.
True.
Okay. All right. And again, instead of me looking at this as a versus, I look at it as an and. So, and I think we should all look at it as an and. So to my African brothers and sisters that come here, straight from home, and they, they're over here and they're trying to make a life. Well, most of them are college educated, right? Again, they, they're not coming over here. I mean, some of them are, but a lot of them are coming over here to establish careers.
Exactly.
They're using America as a place to build wealth.
Okay.
Not necessarily a place of survival. Okay, the fundamental, black folk that's been here, we've had to survive here, and it's a different feeling when you got to survive here.
Right, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
So my hope is that we can have these conversations to say, baby, your experience and my experience are not the same. They might look alike, but they are not the same.
Right,
right, and not because I want to compare struggles. I don't want to.
No, absolutely not. We ain't trying to do that over here.
Yeah, I don't want to compare struggles.
It's not the oppression Olympics.
Yeah. We love to get into that. I say that's our favorite goddamn export.
Right.
But so I don't want to compare struggles. Just know that you have a certain. There's some places where our things interlap. They call it intersectionality, right? There are some places where we overlap. But please know that my individual struggles have nothing to do with yours, and your individual struggles have nothing to do with me, right? So I don't want to fight against you and what it is that you need, and I don't want you fighting against me and what it is that I need. Right. Let's work on the places that's why I said if we really wanted to take over a political party, one of the best ways to do it is to take over through the minimum wage. Right? Not because I want to exclude being pro-black. But man, you have to become the subject matter expert in some things sometime. Once people start voting for you, now I can get in here and start introducing some bills that my junior senators or my junior representatives are gonna feel more politically inclined to vote for. Because I'm the Speaker of the House now. Because I introduced the bill that changed America. Now I'm the Speaker of the House. So now when I bring this reparations, when I talk about, let's get a panel together to discuss reparations, I got way more political juice behind me to say that.
Right. But now, go ahead. Keep on going.
Because I fixed the minimum wage problem. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm Speaker of the House, I can say, hey, man, we really got to talk about reparations. We really need, and now people gonna listen to me and they'll go, okay, well, the Speaker of the House said it. Let's see if we can talk about it. Of course, I'm gonna have some people that's gonna say, oh no, I don't want to talk about that. That's you're trying to divide America, whatever. Don't matter.
Right.
I got enough political juice now because there's so many people that been benefited off this minimum wage thing that they'll go, okay, well, we'll hear what he got to say.
Right. Now again, and I love that answer. That's a great answer. But I'm gonna be honest. It's a little bit of a PC answer, Sebastian. You already know me. I'm gonna be a blunt motherfucker. And the thing is at the end of the day, you can look at HB 40 as a great example, and let's stick with the reparations topic because I think that's a great example. What we see is we're seeing a lot of non-FBA folks, primarily African immigrants, African Latino immigrants, African, all these other different groups. And again, these are our brothers and sisters, right? And they are absolutely against reparations, which is furthering making our job harder in order to get that justice that we deserve. Now,
you're right. But what I'm saying is my goal is to get them out the way. Right. And the way to do that is through education. Again, an African immigrant will never understand reparations.
Right.
You don't come from that.
They should understand it because they should be getting reparations from France and Great Britain and what's it called, Belgium and motherfucking all these other places. They should be.
But that's not their fight right now. right?
Right.
That's not the conversation they had.
Right.
So they're looking at saying, okay, if I had to somehow try to pay these 41 million black people, let's say they gave, I just picked a number, just a random number, $1 million a piece, right? So a million millions is what, a trillion?
Yeah, it's a couple trillion. It's actually, if we looked at something like $5 trillion total, we're looking at about between 150,000 to about $300,000 each person.
Okay, all right. So that's at 5 trillion. So we
Yeah.
have to be looking at about $10 trillion to get us $1 million a piece. Okay, all right. The people are thinking to themselves, okay, well, where's this money coming from? Who paying it back?
It don't
Right?
matter.
Who's on the hook for paying it? Right? Is it tax-free money to me? Right? It could get, and I'm not saying let's not do it. I'm just saying we've got to, in order for us to really have this as a legitimate talk, we've got to look at the whole thing.
And I agree, but I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off because I know you got some shit. But the fact of the matter is this: we already pay reparations to Native Indigenous. We paid reparation to the Jews. We paid reparation to the Japanese folks in the internment camps. Right? We've done that. And we don't have an issue with that. The only time that we have an issue, and anybody has an issue, and they want to bring up the taxes and all this other shit, is when we start talking about black folks getting their reparations and justice.
Part of the reason that is because you said something really, really important. Now, who do we pay reparations to?
The foundational Black Americans.
No. Who else? Who have we already paid reparations to?
Oh, to the Native Indigenous, to Japanese internment, and Jews from the Holocaust.
So you know how we did that? You know the difference between those people and black people. It ain't just because they're black.
Speak.
But you pay reparations to a nation. You repair the nation that you harm. So by all technicalities, if we were really paying reparations, it should go back to the nations that were harmed when they took us.
And yes and no. The fact of the matter
weren't
is,
harmed when they took us. Those nations weren't harmed when they took us. Those nations sold us on their own free will.
But here's the thing: we got to
be asking for reparations from them too.
Well, we should though, and that's not even up for debate.
Right, absolutely.
And they're
I'm
not.
Disagreeing with
don't
that.
say that shit because you're gonna say Ghana. Don't say that.
No. What I'm saying is they've done more than the United States to acknowledge it.
Well, they've acknowledged it, but acknowledging is a whole different thing than paying off. And here's my issue:
the United States.
The fact of the matter is, right. And the thing is here's my biggest issue: Israel was not a nation. Okay,
they were a nation in 48, so they could pay.
Right, in 48. You're right, in 48. But they made Israel a nation, not fucking Jews a nation. And the thing is they didn't motherfucking just, when America gave out money, they didn't just give Israel, they gave the Jews money. When they gave the Native Indigenous people money, they gave they gave the Native Indigenous, not the nation of anything.
No, they literally gave that money to the nation of the indigenous people.
No, they gave them to individual groups. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. If you want to put it like that.
Yeah, the land is given to the nation. It's divvied up. So, but that's not to say neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, there is a way to do that you just can't skip the steps. I'm okay with us having this as a discussion, and the reason that I'm saying I'm okay with us having this as a discussion is because if that's what we want, we should be able to go get that. But the way that we're going to be able to do that is by becoming the layers, introducing the conversation with everything that we need, so that with the political power to push it. Right? That's all I'm really getting at.
Should black folks, foundational Black Americans, should we be pushing to be our own nation?
Maybe. That's a really hard thing to say. Maybe.
See, I don't think we need to go that far. And the only reason I don't think we need to go that far is because what we have one simple thing. And what it is it's crime against humanity. Now, this is a very big term, and a lot of people don't really understand why this is so important that we should be really focusing on this portion of it, is because we don't have to be a nation in order to get reparations for crimes against humanity. And this has no statute of limitations also.
No, and again, I get this is why I say this is all a worthy conversation. But in order to get in order to get things moved, I need some people and some places. You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
and I got to put them people in those places.
Right.
I need people in the places with the political juice to get this movement going. That's all I'm getting at, bro.
I get you.
I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? Like my thing is really just logistics. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Like,
absolutely.
yeah, man. How do we do it?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Teresa Jones made a good comment. She says, if the steps were so thorough, how did $5 Indians get a cut? Those Dawes Act recipients.
Man, if y'all go look, if y'all know some natives, bro, if y'all go out and see the natives, if you think it's bad for black people, y'all go look up the statistics for natives.
Listen, I already know about the statistics on natives, and don't get me wrong. I'm not going, because actually a lot of people don't realize this, and I know a lot of people are going to kind of probably be like, what? But actually, Native indigenous people are actually killed at a higher rate than black folks by the police. Native women are actually raped and assaulted and beaten and killed at a higher rate than black women.
You want to know why
thing is,
you want to know why that is? They have federal trust responsibility, and they quote police their own. You know what I'm saying? So
right, no, and I get that.
All of those crime statistics are a result of their own policies that they got from the United States government.
And I totally understand, and I'm not going to argue
their financial well-being.
But they're
reparations. I'm talking pure dollars.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Go look at what they're sitting on, man.
And here's the thing: is they are sitting on fat piles of fat dollars because they're able to take advantage of the money that they get. And a lot of people don't really get that.
Right.
Go look up the average. Let me look it up real quick.
Well, my thing that I don't understand is why, when it comes to talking about like black empowerment and trying to do better for black people, do we always have to argue about what everybody else is doing instead of arguing about how we get our own thing?
I didn't bring up the natives.
No, I'm just just asking that question. Like, how does that always even get brought in? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
And here's the thing: at the end of the day, I just think there are ways of us getting reparations. So I think that we don't have to go to the nation's level. I think there's other ways to get around it, legally speaking. And so I think that we have to be a little bit more smarter. But that kind of jives into what you were saying when you were saying, I need the lawyers, I need the doctors, I need you see what I'm saying? So it kind of it kind of intersects there. But let me ask you this. Because I know, you know, you're a man that has worked hard for what you got. So if someone came to you, Sebastian, and being in the position that you're in, and they said, look, man, we're trying to build a new city, a city that is going to be primarily black folks. I'm starting this establishment in this country that we have in order for black folks to, in a sense, have an oasis. Not necessarily oasis, but I guess right now that's the best word I can think of, right? Foundational black Americans have an oasis that has a place. So we're going to start from the ground up. We're going to start with the land. Then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a grocery store, a hospital, and motherfucking a gas station. Right. Then we're going to start building some motherfucking houses. And then we're going to start doing this. And then, right. Would you be, as a man that has some means, would you ever be willing to do something like that? Or is that too much, in your opinion?
I would just say move to Birmingham, Alabama. We already got that.
And I get that. But let's just say, and the only reason I say a different spot is, and starting all new, is because remember what you had said to me earlier. You said, well, to everybody in the room, I live in Birmingham, Alabama, 74%, 76%, something like that. 74% black folks. But we've always had white politicians.
No. I said the exact opposite. I've never had a white
man. You've never had a black man. Oh, okay. Then I heard you wrong. My bad.
I've never had a white man in my life.
Oh, my bad. Okay, hey Sebastian, we had Heavenly Dew say we can barely hear Sebastian.
Can you
If
not
you
hear me?
could, can you turn up your volume a tad, a scooch, please?
Is
I
there?
think it's
Hold on,
90%
real quick
percent.
though, because sometimes that might
Check.
just be who that individual. Because I can hear Sebastian really crispy and
Yeah.
clear. Anybody else in the room? Is anybody else having a issue hearing Sebastian? Because I hear him fine. His mic is clear, sounds good, it's clean. Is there any? Is
Right.
there anybody
And
else? Is it only that individual Harley do?
and while we wait for answers, I just want to say, if you guys weren't here at the beginning, this is Sebastian Cole, my guy, R&B artist. He's a great dude, great
If I move the
entertainment.
mic a little closer to me, is that better? Somebody
That's
said that.
I think
I
it's
like
good,
it.
bro. Like
You
you
sound fine
sounded,
to me,
yeah. You sounded great to me.
right?
Okay. All right.
His mic is
Well,
lower, but I can hear him though.
Sunday Night Smoke says
I
it's a
don't know
little
why.
bit lower. Yes, that's
Right.
kind of weird. Like I
Yeah.
can hear you. I can hear you good, bro.
Well, it is kind of low on my size.
Is it?
My side, it is a little bit on my side, a little low, but I think it's more of my headphones rather than anything else.
I mean,
Do
my mic is up, and it seems to be like I'm reading the little green thing on this side, and it seems like it's popping.
Yeah, you good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, try to
Okay.
turn up your volume a little bit. We apologize if you can't hear. Come back and watch the replay.
Sebastian, do you know how to turn up the gain on your microphone? Maybe.
My gain is, well, I mean, I don't really have like a gain switch on this. Like it's
Oh,
just like
okay.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I was gonna
you
say
know,
it sounds good, but maybe if you if you was able to find the gain and turn the gain up a couple notches, maybe that might help. But you sound good to me, bro.
right.
So
Right. Yeah. So check this out. Again, I want to fucking say, hey, first off, I want to let you know, Sebastian, man, I like your side. I like listening to what you have to say because you question things and you don't just jump on shit. You know what I mean? And I really, really, really do appreciate it. And that's why I brought you on, because I know you ain't gonna
absolutely,
be a yes man.
I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
you, man.
And so that's the thing that I appreciate. Again, this is Sebastian Cole, everybody. This is the homie. This is one of the few dudes that's ever been a straight up dude with me. I'm not going to give you guys the reason of why, right? I'm not going to do that. But trust me when I tell you, this dude is actually a stand up individual.
I try my
Like,
best.
I've never had anybody do a few of the things that he's done when it has to do with me and him on a personal level. That's our business, but it's just, it is what it is. So real quick, let's do this because we've had this great discussion tonight.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Let's watch this video real quick because I finally got it up. This is the councilman video. Go ahead.
30 seconds. I'll go get something real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. So I really do enjoy this conversation. I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation. It looks like you guys are because we've had a record number of people that came in here tonight for this show. 1.8K. I want to say thank you to every single person that came in tonight.
Now we just need to get the hearts up. Now we just need to get the hearts up to 1.3K. So make sure y'all like this broadcast, share it out. You know what I'm saying? We need to get that up and we'll be good. We need that 1-to-1 ratio on everything.
Right, absolutely. So check this out. So first thing is let me put out the phone number because I'm gonna play this video and we're gonna get into it just probably a little bit more, right? But I want y'all to be able to call in. If you guys want to call in, it's 702-909-1422. Again, one more time, it's 702-909-1422. If you ain't got your drinks already, you late as fuck. Okay? Because I've been drinking
in the house.
Ali, what's up? Because I've been drinking the fuck out of my motherfucking Patron straight the fuck up because I'm a motherfucking boss and you niggas is bitches and you need chasers. You know what I mean? But to all my bosses out here that are drinking correctly, you know what I mean? More power to you. All right. But we're about to play this video. This is a councilman video that we were talking about. I've loved this conversation tonight, man. I really have.
Yeah, this how it should be every week, man. We got to get Sebastian on here to come on here regularly, man, and we chop it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm gonna do is if Sebastian,
wait. I gotta do this.
Go ahead.
I always put my money where my mouth is. Black-owned whiskey company.
That's nice.
Nashville, Tennessee.
That's what I'm talking about. Say that again. Say the name
This is
again.
Black Girl Magic, black-owned wine company out here in California.
Oh, that's dope.
Woo!
Listen,
drink black.
so how do you purchase those? Is there a place we can go online? Because a lot of us
California,
ain't.
you can literally go to McBrideSisters.com and get this. Or if you're in a state where they allow shipping of alcohol, because I can't even send this home because they won't let me ship alcohol to Alabama.
Wow.
But if you're in a state where they will allow you to ship it, just go to the McBrideSisters.com. I think it's just McBrideSisters.com, and you can get this out to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some of that whiskey, and I'm gonna get some of that wine. So
what was the whiskey? What's the whiskey?
Let me see if I can find. So I just buy this from my man's. I gotta, let me find a website. The next time I'm gonna come tell y'all.
What's the whiskey that you was drinking?
It's guidancewhiskey.com.
Guidancewhiskey.com.
What is supposed to guide you to?
To sleep if you drink too much of it. Guide your ass to the bed. I also got a black-owned tequila company. Wait, I gotta show you because we drinking. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, give them all props. And the fact of the matter is listen. If any of y'all companies fucking see this shit, we promote black-owned businesses. I don't give a fuck. Absolutely. It is what it is.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Drinking black. I'm gonna let y'all know I did not just talk this shit. I live this. This is way low. Hold on, let me get my headphones back on. Hold on.
From Europeans and the American government, the elites are contemplating leaving the planet. Coincidence? Yeah. I don't think that is coincidence.
I think she on to something with that.
Right. What is that? What's that liquor you got right there?
This is Vuelo Tequila. It's an Añejo Tequila. It's a 100% agave, blue agave, black.
Keep it standing up. Keep it standing up because hold on real quick because we got. Unfortunately, here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move myself up. Okay, there we go. So that's the tequila right there. Black owned business, tequila, right?
Black owned business. This shit here is amazing. Really, this Black Girl Magic wine is amazing. Guidance is great. But if you like tequila though, oh my God. And this is the regular bottle. I got a bottle of the rare. This bottle will run you about $120. The rare costs you about $500. But when I tell you it's worth every sip, we talking high class blue agave tequila. This is some of the best shit I've ever drank. And living in Southern California, you drink a lot of tequilas.
You already know.
This shit is some of the best I've ever had.
Oh wow.
Right. Okay. I said it to say drink black.
That's what I'm talking about. I ain't mad at that. Right now, I'm drinking a whole bunch of white folks shit, Patron, because that's just what the fuck is at the house. So
we'll do better next time.
We will. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, so let's do this. I want to kind of. I don't know how much time Sebastian has. I know we running right around the same time because we usually go about 4 hours here. So we're about 3 hours in. What I do want to give an opportunity for is, like I said, if you want to call in, again, you are more than welcome to call in. We actually have a call-in number, and it's in the room right now. Also, if you want to join and talk to and ask some questions, you're more than welcome to do that right after we watch this video. But right after that, we will invite you up. If you are on Haps, all you have to do is say, beam me up. If you ask to be beamed up, we will beam you the fuck up. All right? Boom. All right. So it is what it is. All right. So this is the councilman video of a white man talking about, are there any house niggas in the room? Now, me personally, I got some kind of issues with this. A little bit.
It's a lot of issues with that. A lot.
I got a little bit of issues with this. So let's run this and let's play this shit real quick. Wait, hopefully it runs. I don't know. Jesus Christ, I swear to God, bro. On everything I love, I'm about to lose my shit. Bro. They really not, man. They really are giving me a hard fucking time tonight, bro. And I never have this many problems. Okay, there it is. It came up. Let's try it. Let's try this.
I mean, I know I'm black.
Ah,
Do we have a house nigger in here?
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Do we? Hey, do we? Would
Run
Just,
that back, Izzy. Run
just,
that back.
Rob, play this. Can you play this?
Yeah, send it to me on Messenger real quick.
Okay, because my shit is really. I'm gonna have to fucking go do some shit real quick, and I'm gonna have to figure out what the fuck is going on. But the next show I will have it fixed. But let me send this shit to you. And let me see. It is right about here. Let's go right there. I'm just going to send this. So give me a quick second and then you can. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. And send messenger right there. All right. There it is. I just sent it to you, Rob. You
All right, I
should
got
be
it.
getting it. Play
I
that
got
for us, please, bro. I apologize, everybody, for my computer. You guys know this don't never happen.
It's all good.
He paid the bill. We promise you.
I trust me. I paid the bill. This motherfucker like $300. Trust me,
I
that
know, right?
motherfucker paid. Fucking hey, bro. You know how fucking difficult it is and how expensive it is to get like the best business class internet,
Yeah.
cable, and everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So try to size that shit the fuck up and then yeah, make that happen, Captain. I'm a nigga who will show up at your motherfucking house. Is that good? My dude, you already know, Monk. You were supposed to come down and visit when you went to Oakland. Okay, go ahead, play that.
Yeah, how's that? Could y'all hear it okay? Is everything cool?
Play it. Let me hear it.
Play it real quick.
try to get something done on these old buildings. It's just sitting there with the roofs falling and stuff. Other than that, we just trying to put out fires when they come up, weeds, trash, grass, and out vehicles and stuff like that, and just steadily working on it. So, any questions? All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, let's see, Corporal Phils, Police Department. You good? All right, sounds good. Let's see, Mr. Trashman.
Mayor.
And your tardiness is excused. I got your text message.
Thank you, sir. That makes a difference. Mayor, members of the council, member of the audience, Charlie O. Williams Jr., City of Tarrant Department of Public Works, garbage man.
I'm sorry, garbage man.
Yes, sir, garbage
Gotta
man.
get titles
Makes a
correct up
difference.
here.
It makes
There's a difference.
Garbage.
Mr. Garbage Man.
Garbage comes from the household, trash, rubbish at the curb.
Okay.
At the curb. Yes, sir. It makes a difference. First of all, let me say thank you to Tarrant PD. On Saturday, we were called out initially to a tree down in Franklin Park. We took care of that. And we had an assignment that we were going to do at the public library. Since I only had two individuals out helping me at the library, there were about 50.
Dude, that shit is like 2 hours long.
You put on the wrong one.
Hold on real quick.
There's a shorter version.
Man, wait a minute. Hold on.
It's the
quick.
Instagram. It's the one on Twitter. It's the Twitter snippet on the one that I sent you.
You said it's the Twitter one? All right, hold on real quick. Hold on.
I was like, damn, this about to be boring than a motherfucker.
Right. I'm sitting here like, where the fuck is the punchline? Hold on real quick. Shit. All right, hold on real quick, man. And of course, man, my shit ain't responding. Hold on, man. Yeah, Haps is fucking shit up real nicely tonight. Hold on, let me see something. I might have to fuck around and come in.
I'm about to say, just reenact this for us.
Yeah, we never have these problems. Yeah. Do we have a house Negro in here? Here, let me see. Let's see if this is Landwire. I think this might be one of them. Hold on. Let me see if this is the okay. I'm gonna send you one more. I'm gonna send you this, and I know for a fact the Twitter is on there. So if you can't find the Twitter, it's
All right.
okay.
Hold on real quick, bro, because my shit has just completely frozen.
Stopped.
I'm telling you, I think it's Haps, man. Like,
Yeah, it's got to be, man, because we don't never really have these problems. And Sebastian, I apologize that we're having these problems while you on the show because we don't never have these problems.
Bro,
never.
it's all good, man.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I know Rob over there doing light skinned nigga shit. I know.
Who said that? Look, I can't even see.
How's Shatira?
I knew I was just about to ask.
Look,
Shatira.
have y'all? Wait, how many people are on TikTok?
I'm on TikTok.
You on TikTok? Okay,
Yeah.
so there's this gigantic, huge ass like nigga, right? He's huge, right? And this dude is so funny, right? And he's been doing like his light skin versus dark skin, right? So
Yeah.
he goes over and he says how light skinned niggas blow out a candle and how dark skinned niggas blow out a candle. Right? So he goes and walks over. He says how a black man, how a dark skinned nigga blows out a candle and he just blows it out, right? And so then what he does is he says how a light skinned nigga blows out a candle, and he like this.
Yeah, you know the light skinned nigga got to do all kind of extra shit. Like,
imagine this is the candle, and this nigga's like,
yeah, it's gotta be all kind of faces made and a whole R&B song with tunes and everything else. And nigga looking in the mirror while it's being done. Like, nigga, just blow the damn candle.
Yeah, right. This
do it
nigga's
the
like,
dark skinned nigga way. Like, why'd you doing all that extra shit?
This nigga pours the wax on himself, my nigga. Like and everything. Like it was so funny. I'm not even gonna lie, nigga. And I'm super light skinned, but that shit was hilarious as fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck because that shit was hilarious. This nigga was like, and then that nigga poured the wax on himself.
Yeah, that's some real shit. That was accurate. That was an accurate motherfucking TikTok because that's exactly what a light skinned ass nigga would do. Hold on,
I hate TikTok too. Yeah, don't worry about it. Handle it. Drunken Monk. I'm not a big fan of TikTok either, but sometimes them motherfuckers is really funny on there, bro. So I keep it open. You know what I mean? And you know me, all my shit is pro black shit, but you know that shit was funny. That shit was hilarious to me.
Let's see if this is gonna play. I want to see if this.
Yeah, I want to see.
I got a couple businesses I promote on TikTok.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, my restaurant is on TikTok because that's the new way to advertise, bro.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel you on that one. So when we get done here, you know what I mean, when we're about to finish up, I need you to drop all those links, even on TikTok, everything.
Off the rip.
All right, then cool. All right, man. So I'm hearing reverb with my loud ass. It's all good, my nigga. I already know, bro. Don't get me started. My whole family light skinned, and don't get me started. Look, I'm saying. So, hey, man, Sebastian, tell me something, man. What do you usually talk about while we wait for him to fix up this shit? What do you usually talk about when you do your streaming?
I do a lot of talk about either relationships or religion.
Okay.
I talk a lot about that. Sometimes I talk finances. I got this whole little series called For the Love of Money. You can find it on my Instagram.
Right.
And basically, I try to teach basic money skills through relationships.
Right.
And just to make it easy for people to understand. So I talk a lot about relationships, and I talk a lot about religion. Because those are my two favorite subjects, really.
Right. And you know what? You know me, I'm a big religion nut too. I love religion. I love talking about it. Thus far, I haven't done a show on religion. So I'm gonna have to when I like buckle down and actually do my first show directly on religion, I'm gonna need you to come on. So we can have that conversation on there because
absolutely.
Because we had a conversation a long time ago on Periscope.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And you know, at that time you were a little bit of a believer. And it was but I actually enjoyed the conversation, you know what I mean, to be completely honest. And I think there's a lot of things that people can gain and a lot of wisdom that they can gain from you from the way that you think about, religion and things like that. So what do you think about black folks and religion? How do you feel about that?
Man, if you ask me now, and I want to say this is, I try to be as politically correct as possible, but let me say this, man. Religion has religion is a way of thinking, right? And if you think of it as a way of thinking, it is it it is detrimental as a way of thinking.
Yeah.
As a way of life, you can argue for it. As a way of thinking, you cannot.
Right.
Religion inhibits the ability. Well, it puts a gap in your reasoning, and that gap can be hard to conquer.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think do you think that, and I want an honest answer, and I know you always trying, because I'm pressing you because I know, how do you really, I gotta bounce, Izzy. Oh, hey, Sunday Night Smoke, you're more than welcome to come back in when you come back. Hey, bro, I appreciate you coming in, bro. Real shit. So let me ask you something. Like, do you think that religion is detrimental to black folks, or do you think that in some ways maybe it could be a good thing? I mean, how do you feel about that?
Okay.